If tomorrow don't come.
Didn't study at Princeton, but a proven convict. I'm more like a Winston and got friends like John Wick. Some spent time in Kingston, others were gone quick. There just ain't too many places you can move me from. On my white boy flow, I'm about to drop a doozy, son. Bars hitting heavy like an extended Uzi drum. Only a handful living life they make movies from. 3 sheets to the wind, and I still be spitting better. You can't be fair skinned and suck at the written letter. They'll never have me pinned, only getting better. Lord knows I've sinned with that forbidden cheddar. Originality can be astounding in the game, but it seems auto-tune got you all sounding the same. Time to take your own lane instead of crowding the train. You know pigs saying to me if there's no loud
need's a pair of fun bags, and you'll never be a fag hag.
They're flappy and slappy. They make me very happy. They make me want to bust out into song.
All you need's a pair of fun bags, a pair of knockers to make Dutch gag.
I'm scouting the mountains for lactose fountains, memories to make Russ Meyer cry.
The sight of your breasts makes me quake. I don't even care that they're fake.
My heart and soul are yearning to feel. I know if I can touch them, they're real. Woohoo!
All you need's a pair of fun bags, a pair of tatas that will not sag.
We call them whoppers, poppers, big gobstoppers, Godzillas that will crush you in your sleep.
All you need's a pair of fun bags, a leather teddy and a ball gag.
Bazoomas, palookas, guns like bazookas, PS puppies pushing in your puss. How's that for alliteration?
All you need's a pair of fun bags. All you need's a pair of fun bags. All you need's a pair of fun bags. All you need's a pair of fun bags.
He was always a little crazy, right up until the end. He spent all day in the forest with imaginary friends, until one day his mental health, it took a real downfall. He said, I hate all of my friends, and I wanna kill you all. Christopher Robin. Christopher who? He wants to kill Winnie the Pooh. Christopher Robin. Christopher who? He wants to kill Winnie the Pooh.
Welcome back to another episode of the Stay Lifted Basement Show, I guess. We're going to hit a bong. And Gutter Mofo, I couldn't agree with you more. However, Zach likes the ankle stuff, so I got to keep going, man. Like, I don't want to make more ankle stuff, but, you know, it's what's being called for, so. Bongo Time. I told Drew to turn down his volume. I forgot to turn down mine. Welcome, Leahy. Is that you? No, it's Stay Lifted Ryan. Swampweed, okay. And Gutter Mofo, welcome everybody. Drew and I are coming live tonight. How you doing tonight, Drew?
Doing good, doing good. Excited for what we're about to talk about. A lot of things were it was like a very big download.
Scotty.
Hey,
amazing. Beef nut. Thank you, Beef Nips.
Thank you.
And again, very sorry about the stream the other day. I was really, really high when I said thank you to Gutter Mofo for the subscription I got from Beef Nips. I apologize again. I am very sorry. I was really high. And a bongo time for Scotty and Beef.
Bongo.
I love watching the Lifted Nips family grow. Yeah, corn nips, beef nips. Nobody beats the original Beef Nips, though.
I agree.
So, I don't normally start off with a really long video, but for those that love Marvel, they won't mind this. And we've got it's about 4 minutes. However, it kind of catches you up on some action scenes, and then the video caps with the ending of it is Feige's breakdown of what's coming, and we're going to voice in and out so that we can chat with you guys as it's going. But yeah, so first a little clip of some of the action scenes of what's come in the past in Marvel's first 3 phases, and again, tonight's going to be heavy Marvel. It's pretty much all Marvel. Like, I know DC had 2 drops, right? DC had 2 drops at CDCC.
Yes.
SDCC, but
yes, and that's gonna be this. That's gonna be this year. So that is relevant.
But what were they? And do you care?
I do. I think
What were they?
Black Adam and Shazam.
They didn't drop Black Adam there. They
They're gonna
gave the
be
trailer already. So I'm just saying, they announced 2 movies, and I don't remember either of them, and I don't care.
Shazam.
Because I saw fucking Namor and went, what the fuck? That looks great.
Shazam. It's gonna be a family fun movie.
Yeah, they didn't. They already announced Shazam.
I know, but
Marvel announced 2.5 years of movies.
what we have to do is
DC's
not
like, hey,
Whoa.
next year we might make 2.
DC's running a little bit behind here, so we gotta kind of just give them a break.
14 years.
We're gonna see how it goes. Okay, Black Adam. I feel like I don't think that's gonna be the thing that's gonna give them the jump start, but we'll see what
But
happens.
we're already lying about the name of the episode. This is Marvel. It's Marvel Club
But
tonight.
yeah, anyways, but yes, for that mini DC thing, that's that.
All
Yes,
right.
lots and lots of Marvel.
So here's some clips, and again, some selfless promotion. This may or may not be my band playing in the background. I spent most of the day behind the computer editing for a client. Like, I put effort into this, but I mean, I spent all day behind the computer editing for clients. So, I mean, it might not be the greatest video I've ever done. You guys tell me what you think of my editing work. Oh, and for the record, the first clip of all the entertainment, I guess I didn't edit much of this, so it probably could be some of my best work. The first clip is just stolen. I did not edit these clips together. Guna something did, and they have a whole channel where they do this, and it's really good. And they apparently don't care that you use it, and I think I left the name across all of it. So here's a video, Bongo Time, before we play it.
solo finger guns tonight, unfortunately.
Just one set of finger guns, guys. One set.
We do have this. In honor of Zach.
Oh my god, that's getting into the yellow. Like, that's got to be so loud.
Oh. Oh. Oh yeah. I did not realize that.
Coming in hot, 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 hot. All right, here's finger guns. God, I love you, Scotty.
Everybody wants a happy ending,
Oh, I'm gonna mute us out for a bit.
but it doesn't always roll that way.
I cannot do that again.
You think you're the only superhero in the world? Mr. Stark, you become part of a bigger universe.
Price of food is high. He is out of his mind. Great line. It's price on food.
I know what it's like to lose. Feel so desperately that you're right. Yet to fail.
Again, I did not edit any of this. Like, I just put the overall sound and stuff in. But this guy did
The man is so evil, you would not believe. He's so much worse than Sonic the Steve. He's made his demands from his evil lair, but nobody listened, nobody cared. No one likes the moon much anyways.
I am Iron Man.
And now, believe it or not, we are approaching the end of Phase 4 when She-Hulk Attorney at Law comes out. And this November, Phase 4 comes to a close with Black Panther Wakanda Forever. This phase has been about resetting the MCU, about meeting all these amazing new characters, and culminating as we get to Wakanda Forever. But what's fun to do here is to talk a little bit about the future. And to talk a little about, and you may be saying, well, if Black Panther is the end of Phase 4, what in the heck is Phase 5? So I thought we'd spend a few minutes going through what we have in store. You know that Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania kicks off Phase 5 on February 17th. We've got, coming to Disney Plus, Secret Invasion. It is an honor to say that finally Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 comes out in May. We are shooting right now our new series for Disney Plus, Echo, and I can't wait for you to meet all of her characters. We're in production on The Marvels, the sequel to Captain Marvel 2. Loki Season 2 is shooting right now. The film that we announced at the end of our last panel, Blade, starring Mahershala Ali, comes out November 3rd, and we start filming this October. Our series Ironheart is a part of Phase 5, shooting right now. We've already talked about Catherine Hahn, amazing, returning in her own series, Agatha, Coven of Chaos. And I am very happy to confirm that Sam Wilson will be appearing in the next Captain America film, which is called Captain America: New World Order. And rounding out Phase 5, we have a series on Disney Plus. This is very special. It is going to be an 18-episode first season, 18 episodes. Daredevil: Born Again. And starring in that show are two people I hope you've heard of, Mr. Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio. And Phase 4 will come to Phase 5 will culminate. I'm taking you guys all through it right now. The end of Phase 5, July 26, 2024, with this.
So, all of that. Oh, that's not the right image. I apologize. I'm not fixing anything behind the scenes. So, that was the total breakdown of what's happening in the next 2.5 years. Like, this is crazy. I'm not sure there's ever been this much material coming out of a Comic-Con ever, period, right? Like, this is just insane.
It's definitely a lot, and it's great.
Now, before we break it down piece by piece, like, what was your favorite announcement?
Like, are we talking, like, what's coming out soon?
Well, yeah, anything on that total list that we just went over.
Clearly, Wakanda Forever. I'm very excited.
Is that the one?
Very excited for that. Very excited. Just because even see the trailer is amazing.
So Wakanda Forever is definitely the one, right?
Yes.
And we're gonna watch the trailer in just a little bit. We'll probably watch that in about a half hour, 45 minutes. And I'm really excited. The trailer's awesome. The last second of it. Okay, so one trailer's wrecked by the last second that they released, and one trailer's made better by the last second. Wakanda Forever definitely made better. She-Hulk, the last few minutes are made way worse. Daredevil. Come on. And like everyone online doing reaction videos like, oh my god, like, what are you surprised about? This is a show about the law set in New York.
Yeah, he's bound to be in it.
Just like when No Way Home came, or Far From Home came out, and the ending,
too.
we right away said, oh, clearly Charlie Cox should show up in this, right? Because, you know, Spider-Man needs a lawyer and Jennifer isn't here yet, so who do we have? So it was no surprise when he's like, Daredevil will have Cox and D'Onofrio, and there was no surprise that he was going to be.
Well, obviously, of course not. Yeah, they're not going to. They couldn't get rid of. They have to bring D'Onofrio back for sure. Because, yeah, he was very good Kingpin. So, obviously, if they brought back Cox, they would bring back D'Onofrio, right? So, that kind of was a given, kind of. But yeah, I agree. Definitely, like I said, a lot of information at once.
Oh, totally.
I don't hate it, but of course you get
I'm
that.
not live editing.
Now you get. You kind of have that moment where it's like, oh, this is so great, this is so much stuff, but then some stuff's so far ahead. You're like, I gotta wait this long. You know, so it's like it's a toss up, but I think they gave us more than what we needed.
I agree. We have a ton of overload.
It's a lot. You know, by the time we decompress and we actually get through certain things, I think it will level itself out. But at the moment, it's just like I said, it's a lot, which I'm very excited for. Very, very, very excited. So
I completely agree. So let's take a look at what's coming. So to end Phase 4, and we got to talk about how weird this is, and we're ending it with She-Hulk and Wakanda Forever. Now, everything in Phase 4 outside of, say, Falcon and Winter Soldier has been heavily, you know, all the TV shows have been kind of fucking with the multiverse, right? Like, even Moon Knight, like, we're talking gods and multiple dimensions and the different heavenly planes and stuff. So, I mean, Shang-Chi touches on the multiverse as well, with them having to cross that dimension. Obviously, multiverse matters. So everything we've seen this, and what Kevin
Miss Marvel too.
Miss Marvel. Oh yeah.
The Veil. Yep. Oh yeah.
So everything's been about screwing up, and you know, Zazzie's normally complaining that he's like, but it's disjointed and it doesn't make sense. I'm like, that's the point. Everything's falling apart. Like movie by movie, the multiverse is getting worse and worse and worse. And it's funny because when Marvel did this the first time, they were fixing shitty continuity problems in the comics, right? Like, things had kind of gone sideways, and like, all right, there's too much shit going on, let's have a war and just end this crap, right? And they did. They killed a ton of characters. We got reboots, we got the Young Avengers, we got the New Mutants, we got so many things out of that first, like, 2001 or 2002 blow up, which is where this is leading. And of course, as we said, those two properties are She-Hulk that are coming next, and we are going to actually watch the trailer because, I mean, why the hell wouldn't we? It's amazing. It came out literally 2 days ago, and it is everything we need inside a movie. For right now, like, I'm not saying it's the best thing Marvel's going to put out in the near future, but I think it's going to be one of the better things they put out in the near future.
And it's also one of the first Hulk properties that we've had in, like, since Edward Norton.
Yeah.
So it's been a while since we had a
Hulk, straight Hulk, right? Like
full-on Hulk. So
Ragnarok's Planet Hulk adapted, but they also kind of hinted towards Planet Hulk.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. Let's see what Jennifer's been up to.
Yep.
Oh, I love this.
Wow! Jesus, what the hell, man?
Still in control, no overwhelming feelings of rage.
No, a normal amount of rage.
You do revert back to Gen form when you sleep.
Was the air horn really necessary?
For comedy, absolutely.
So I wonder if the whole she starts, like, does she start off in control, or does he help her right away? Because in the comics, she just kind of always has control of it.
I think that's how it's gonna start off. Where, like, it happens, but she contacts, like, he finds out real quick, and it's like a quick transition, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna train you," but then she starts getting.
So this is more a Yoda thing, not a.
But she's gonna get the things really, really, really quick compared to him, and you know what I mean. So, yeah.
This is a multi-year journey you're about to embark on.
Yes.
Yeah. Who's your best friend?
Nikki.
Spandex. Spandex is your best friend. Being a Hulk asks for balance. You have so much more to learn. Yes!
So I'm clearly nailing it at all these things.
If you want to go back to...
Okay. I'm sorry, like, I know we'll dissect it, and Zach's always like, no, watch it all the way through once, but it's a trailer, who cares? This scene right here.
If you want to go back to...
So I'm clearly nailing it at all these things. So I'm clearly nailing it.
This is... Hello. Sorry,
Thank you.
Oh, Leahy, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I can't believe you subscribe on one account, let alone multiple accounts. I like that his one account gifted his other account. That's amazing. You truly are an awesome, amazing person.
Thank you.
But oh, sorry, you can't see us and we're laughing about. But the big thing about Bongo Time. Let's take a break here for a second. The show is still about smoking weed. Thank you so much. That's amazing. We really appreciate you and you being our mod and as well and helping out. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
That's a bongo time there for Leahy and a bongo time for corn nips.
Nice.
That is amazing. So, thank you very much. And what we were talking about, this scene, now, there's a thing Hulk does that if you knew Hulk, or you watched Hulk, or you read Hulk, or you liked Hulk, period. The thunderclap.
Yep.
Like, the thunderclap, and it's her. Oh, oops, I keep hitting it on the wrong screen.
It at all these things.
If you want to go back to life as a lawyer, I respect that.
He doesn't mean that.
What is up with all this fourth wall breaking? Like, watch the rest of this.
Stares at this
Like,
screen.
what, like, they both do though. Like,
It's just like insinuous and just.
I mean, I guess everybody can be Deadpool now. It's I'm not complaining.
More and more eccentric superhumans are coming out of the woodwork. We're going to launch a division for them. And I want the She-Hulk to be the face of it. Jennifer Waters. Namaste.
I have a serious conflict of interest. This man tried to kill my.
Now, if you're unaware who that is Emil. Damn it, they'll say his name in a minute. But he is Abomination. He's from. Well, the only Hulk movie we're willing to admit happened. Because Ang Lee can fuck off. Like, what the hell was he thinking?
Hulk is not a thing.
Hulk is not a thing. Incredible Hulk, though. No.
No. Yes, Incredible Hulk is.
Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
Not the worst movie in the MCU.
Nope.
And now.
That's my favorite Hulk.
I feel like in one of these, we're going to get a joke about. Because we haven't had a full-length Hulk feature since, right?
Yeah, I know.
So I feel like in this, we're going to get a joke about. Dude. No, yeah, I do, but. Norton.
Oh,
Edward Norton. Because we haven't had that joke yet. We haven't referenced it. They haven't referenced Brody. You know what I mean? Like, they full of just swapped a dude.
Yeah.
You want more money? Go fuck yourself. Peace out. And it was the worst thing Marvel ever did to the cinematic universe.
Yeah.
They should have just gave him the money. He's a better actor. Don Cheadle can fuck off. You know why. And you agree.
For the record, I love War Machine. Okay.
I love the character. Don Cheadle just doesn't do it justice. He's too quippy. He's supposed to be more straight-laced. The dude did it better. Shit, what's his name?
Howard?
Yeah, Terrence Howard did it way better. Way better.
Yes, he was more, I guess he was more, like straight edge, I guess.
Terrence Howard did the character the way he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be like a father figure, keeping in control of babysitter, and every once in a while he's supposed to screw up and do the shit with him, not You know what I mean? Like, that's why, like, that scene's so good when Terrence Howard's finally just fucking drunk on the plane, sitting back, like, you, Tony. Like, they're brothers. I don't get that vibe from him and Cheadle ever. Not once.
I don't know. I like Cheadle. You know what it is? I'm biased. I like Cheadle. Like, I just like him as an actor, so I think that's why.
Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. Fantastic. He's also the dude that blows his ears off, right? Yeah. In the three Oceans movies. Love him. I didn't like him in my Iron Man 3. And when he said Cheese Whiz, I could have popped his head like a fucking pimple. Anyways, let's finish this. I get so angry. Let's finish this trailer.
My cousin, Bruce.
Yeah, that's quite all right.
Oh. People only care because I'm representing Emil Blonsky.
I think they care because they're like, hey, that girl's great.
Jen, do your thing.
God, I really like this outfit.
I'm not proud of this.
Miss Walters, we answer to a higher power. Our universe is on the edge of a precipice.
I am a lawyer. We do things by the book.
The Book of Ashanti.
No, the Book of American laws.
Whether you like it or not, you're now a superhero.
Let's do this. You know that friend you had in high school who was way cooler than you were, attractive, got all the attention from everyone? Hello.
I think I'm jealous. Is that what I'm feeling?
So so from that being from that, I feel like it's a very good transition into the Hulk and getting back into the Hulk.
See,
it looks like it's going to be quippy.
I don't think we're gonna get a full Mark movie. I think
we're gonna get at
Planet
least
Hulk.
one.
I think Planet Hulk is going to end up being more based on her. They have to revert him. Okay, clearly they're setting her up to be stronger than him already. They'd have to revert him back to full Hulk. He'd have to be Hulk, not Professor Hulk. Like, he has to be kicked off the planet.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe he had that in Sakaar when he was just Hulk. Maybe he had kids there, and they took blood samples for all I know. We don't know. So we'll see if any show up, and that's where Planet Hulk comes from. But, man. That couch should have broke. Okay, so she breaks a bed by turning into She-Hulk, but can sit on a regular folding chair. I can tell you, at my weight, I don't trust folding chairs. I don't break beds. So, I mean...
Right,
I mean, I've broken some beds in my life, but I was definitely doing more than just rolling over or something. That didn't mean to be as gross as it came out. So, that's She-Hulk, and I'm pretty impressed with what's going on there. I think they've done it beautifully. I think it's going to be really fun. Like, they don't have to... This is a no-brainer. Make it fun. Make it funny. Don't fuck with canon if you're not going to stick to it. You know what I mean? Like, don't try and reinvent the wheel. This one could just be a straight-up fun film that doesn't have to be as deep as some of the shit they put out, right?
Yeah. And I feel like that's where it's going. Like, it seems, more comedy-based than anything, right? So... I feel like that's the gist of where they're going with that. I think maybe towards the end of it, they might get something serious to lead into the MCU, maybe.
Oh yeah, I think that's why
Towards
you're
the
seeing
end.
Charlie Cox at the end. There's going to be a bad guy that she can't handle or something, or maybe she'll run into the Kingpin at the end, and maybe he'll stop a punch. God, I'd love to see that. No, he got his ass kicked by a car. It can't happen. Because I'm guessing the one from Hawkeye is the same, the same Kingpin, right? Like, they're not going to start screwing with this much.
But maybe they're going to make him bigger each time we see him. and bigger and bigger and stronger, and I think
like he's been making his own super soldier
like
serum.
he's been slowly building himself up. Because think about it, we from the first time we seen him, he's kind of small, roughly. Not
doing
small,
some
he's
dabs
big.
from our sponsor, Mad
He's a
Dab
bigger
Labs.
dude, but like for obviously Kingpin size. He's
Okay,
very, very
so
small.
Kingpin's backstory is because of I can't remember exactly why, but essentially he became the world's best sumo wrestler. And that training and that life is what's caused him to be the way he is. But there's also some sort of birth defect or experiment or something along those lines. Goddamn. I said goddamn. Right, because I had to re-edit a video for a client. I didn't get to make my last video. And the last video was going to say that anybody that contacts Mad Dab Labs and says Bongo Time will get 10% off their order and a free sticker pack. So if you head over to maddablabs.com and order anything off online, which you get a shopping cart and then you send a picture of that shopping cart to a cell phone, but don't worry about that part. Yeah, you'll get 10% off. So enjoy.
But yeah, as far as
so it's clearly leading somewhere.
Yeah.
And she's going to end up being a tie to a larger universe. Again, we see another expansion of Wong's Big Day, as I call it, because they have everywhere he stopped, right? He spent the last 6 productions. The post credits have been him. I don't know if Schmoopy's watching, as he just asked me if he left his vape here, but I don't see it. And I will answer him in a minute. Yes, you know what? If you send Bongo Time and say that it's 15% for that, I'll cover it. Sure, I'll cover that bet all day. So I think they're going somewhere with it. I think it's going to be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
But like seeing Emil Blonsky and seeing Wong and seeing Daredevil. Again, I don't hate Daredevil. It's just not my favorite character.
I think that's where they're also going to tie in Shang-Chi, why Wong and Abomination were doing whatever they were doing. They might tie that in as well.
Yeah.
Give it some background, right? To give it some reference.
So now, that's how that's the first of 2 to end Phase 4. So we're ending Phase 4 by November. Like November 11th, I think, is the final debut of Phase 4.
And it's Riri.
And it's funny because it's not even the longest phase, but it feels like that. But we've gotten everything kind of loaded in little sections, right?
Yeah.
So this phase has been 3 years. By the time it ends November 11th, that'll be 1 month shy of 3 years from... No, right, because they consider Spider-Man the fucking end of Phase 3. No, it's the beginning of Phase 4. I don't care what Feige says in this case. He's wrong. Endgame is the end cap. Why would Spider-Man be the end of Phase 4? Phase 3. No Way Home. You're standing by Feige's choice to say No Way Home is the technical end of Phase 4. You know why he did that?
I don't question Feige.
You know why he did that?
At this point, I don't question Feige.
They did that because they dropped so many fucking spoilers from Sony that he's like, I gotta find a way to make people watch this. He's like, no, this is the official end of Phase 4. You son of a... But no, I love Feige. All hell Feige.
Right, so... But yeah, no, like I agree. I definitely agree
We
with you,
do ship to all over North America. Doesn't matter where you are in North America. Like, we'll ship to Mexico. But yeah, no, you're good wherever you are for shipping. So, what will actually end Phase 4, or Phase 4 is what we're about to watch now. Okay, just before we start, I just want to point out that they use No Woman, No Cry all the way through this, yet this film is only fucking women. Which I've got no problem with. There's no derogatory sense to the fact that it is only women. Yeah, we don't care if it's legal there or not. The worst case scenario, it gets caught in the mail and it's on us, not you, and we're in Canada and there's nothing they can do about that. We ship all over North America. But they use No Woman, No Cry in this, and it is literally all women. Well, because... And it also, sorry, just as as we start this, I want to point out that even if anything feels off or doesn't feel like the Wakandan movie you expected or wanted, keep in mind that this director, Ryan Coogler,
Yeah.
sorry. He wrote the first two movies together. Like, he was done the script as he was finishing filming the first movie. And that's the script that they agreed to use. And that's what they were going forward with. And my wife actually showed me the video right before we went live, and I'm like, I wish you would have showed me that hours ago. But there's a video of Chadwick Boseman at the red carpet for Black Panther, that was the last film. No, the last film he was in was Endgame. At the Endgame red carpet, and like, so are you excited? Like, with everything that's happened with your character, are you excited for the second Black Panther? He's like, I'm dead. So you know, your character lives through this, and it lives through next year. He's like, no, I'm dead. And I'm like, no. In retrospect, he's literally telling the world, I'm not going to make the next movie. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I will be dead by then. And that's both crushing and heartbreaking, but also kind of like, dude told us. He said it. I will not be in the next film.
Honestly, it's going to be a rough one. Like, it's going to be very hard to, like, watch, because they're probably going to set it up with passing on the, like, not passing the torch immediately, because that people would get upset. But they're going to, either way, you're going to get upset, because you're going to have
we're getting a reluctant hero.
You're going to have the, we're sending him off, which is going to be upsetting in itself.
But yeah, we're definitely getting a reluctant hero. We're getting a hero that does not want to take her brother's place.
They don't feel they're ready.
And I'm not like, this is regularly. I mean, I don't know what to do for Bongo Time. But send some nemesis. All right, just go to the sponsor's website and order it, and you can get it. No, I think I'm okay. The way Gutter Mofo said the ankles thing has gone too far.
No.
Is the way I say the
Dongos
thing has gone too far.
No, not far enough.
And since it only got played at the beginning, I feel like I got to play it once. So as I set up the next round, actually, you know what? Maybe when Dongos get brought up to counteract Zach's. No, it's only Gutter that doesn't like this. Everybody else likes this. But here's the newest video.
He was always a little crazy, right up until the end. He spent all day in the forest with imaginary friends, until one day his mental health, it took a real downfall. He said, I hate all of my friends, and I want to kill you all. Christopher Robin. Christopher who? He wants to kill Winnie the Pooh. Christopher Robin. Christopher who? He wants to kill Winnie the Pooh.
For the record, that last ankle was sent in by our executive producer all the way out from Alberta, that James guy. Please check out his content on YouTube or on Instagram at Small Screen. I mean, everything they do is awesome. They're what we they're what we would be if we had any talent, good voices, and enough skill and didn't get high all the time. And new people in the industry. So we're nothing like them. But check them out at Small Screens. All right. So, back to the trailer that we started a while ago. Got one scene in, wrecked the whole starting. My bad.
No woman, no cry. Hey, little darling, don't shed no tear. No woman, no cry. Good friends we have, and good friends we've lost along the way. In this great future, you can't forget your past. So dry your tears, I say.
Yes.
Yeah, that is. Okay, so before I think we should just jump over how we think they're going to take care of it, because I have no idea what they're going to do about T'Challa. He's gone. It can't be Namor's people murdering him. It's too big of a setup for. No. That war has to be about a long-term power struggle. I think that war starts because the two kings have died, which may force the queen to either become more powerful or bring M'Baku to now rule Wakanda. Which, given his history, man, he's probably a better choice than T'Challa. T'Challa's a great Black Panther. M'Baku seems to actually be able to lead.
Yeah. That's... Yeah.
Like, and of the three films he's been in, one of them he spends most of the movie without his army and leading. He's not even king for half of it because he gets kicked out of his own kingdom by his cousin. I'm just saying, he's been a great Black Panther. He might not be the best king, and M'Baku has sat in front of his people and kept them safe, and he's made the right choices. I think he's a better king. How long has Nemesis been up?
For a bit.
I didn't mean to have that up. When did that go up?
You put it up pretty much right after the...
Oh shit, I must have hit that button by accident. I swear, I did not mean to have that up. I was just looking at you a lot during that conversation. Fine, I'll hit the button.
I'm a pro. That's what pros do. I'm a professional. Look it up in the book.
But yeah, no, like I said, I don't even, I can't even think, I have no real idea as to where it's going to go. Because we all know how they like to, tamper with the trailers. So, for all we know, that's not even what the costume's going to look like at all.
I don't know.
I feel like that's like maybe that, or that might be like the first suit.
Okay, so if you're right, I think it's to make us all think that Michael B. Jordan's coming back.
Maybe.
But those of us that follow this pretty closely know there's not a good possibility that he's coming back. It's kind of been said, no, we're not going to do a bait and switch. It would have been nice if they knew in advance so they could have written it, but... Because, like, we could help you, we can fix you, and what, be a prisoner? And they could have said, no, we can learn to work together now, and I see your vision, how can we meet in the middle? I mean, like, they could have, 3 lines of dialogue could have set up enough that, okay, Michael B. Jordan's coming back. He's seen the error of his ways of being so forceful, and he could be redeemed, and then all of a sudden you've got Cousin there to take over.
True. Or, it could be the reverse.
What?
It could be Shuri, and she steps up to the mantle, because we all know she doesn't.
No, that's who I think it is.
No,
yeah.
but I mean, like, she doesn't stay the mantle. So
like,
I feel like maybe she will step up to the plate, and they might throw in a curve where they might have Killmonger come in after the fact. I don't know. Maybe.
I think it's just gonna be Shuri. It's a good fit. Everyone loves her, and then it's kind of you got Iron Man then. You got a suit, a brain. Like, I feel like they're replacing Iron Man.
Well, that's the setup for that's the setup for Riri, right? Like, that's the setup for Ironheart. So I feel like that in itself is a.
Are you saying that you're a supporter of Don Cheadle in the role of War Machine? Is this what you're saying? I just need to know. I need to know. And no, it wasn't subliminal messaging. I honestly forgot. And yes, that should be your proudest fap. To go back and answer all of those at once, I absolutely think that should be your proudest fap. That bowl was already packed. I'm not even sure why I dropped more weed on top of it.
So you can smoke more? I think that's what it was for. I think it was you can smoke more.
Given I'm the only one smoking weed tonight, you're right. That might get rough in a bit.
I feel like, yeah. But yeah, honestly, I'm very excited for it. Very, very, very excited. As soon as pre-orders and all that stuff is, I will have my stuff, and it'll be an immediate thing.
4 of us, opening night, 10 p.m.
I'm down. 100%. I don't know, man. This might have to be a VIP moment, man. I don't know.
Okay, but do you look back at Terrence Howard and you're like,
no,
he's gonna get Wakanda citizenship?
No, I think so. Maybe, yeah. I can see that happening. That'd be cool.
I support Scotty's balls like a jockstrap. I'm sorry, Don Cheadle doesn't measure up to Terrence Howard's performance of War Machine. It is just more true to the character. And
Thank you.
He said cheese. He said cheese whiz. And I can't forgive that. Why can't Thor have a fucking real moment? It really bothers me that they keep adding comedy to every real moment in his life.
Actually, something I wanted to touch on too, but that's more so a Thor talk. But the fact that it's just
the stream's name Marvel.
So we could do it. But yeah, so I feel like even with that, like Thor they've definitely made him more comedic than anything, and they keep pushing comedic instead of pushing Thor. Yeah, he has his moments, but let's be real here, man. He's a warrior. Like he's I like to fight. I want to fight, and that's more than him being like so him being funny is like here, and him wanting to fight is like there. So I feel like they're doing a little too much of like this.
Yeah.
Which where it's like, it's not really.
And I thought we were gonna get a bloodthirsty Thor after he's like, yeah, I'm not a good king. I'm going off with these people. Mm-hmm. But then they start right off with he's sad. I'm like, that's all right. Sorry, that we should definitely. Back to Wakanda Forever. What I was about to say before we got into that was one of the most interesting parts of that trailer was what was cut out of metal. Because that shouldn't have taken place in Wakanda, and we both know that. It's weird. Because she should be at MIT spending Stark's grant money on her suit. And they're saying she's in Wakanda. Or she has a lab that glows blue like the ones in Wakanda.
Well, I think the premise is, remember, they set up the programs for underprivileged kids. I think that's how it's going to go. I think
so. She'll get this.
She's gonna go through that.
They're
program.
gonna pull her out of the Stark to the.
They're gonna pull her. Pull her out of that.
Instead of going to MIT, because we've all theorized that in Iron Man, in Civil War, when you see Iron Man at MIT, that Ironheart was in that crowd, and the timeline, everything would fit perfect for it, right? But I mean, Inner City Girl, she was the first Black Iron Man character. Oh no, War Machine. What am I thinking about?
No, War Machine. Yeah, War Machine would be the first.
Yeah,
but yeah,
and now Iron Lad technically is too.
Full Mantle though, I would say Full Mantle. She is the first.
Yeah, War Machine got spin-off comics. She got launched as her own full-time character.
Yeah, she was just like her own thing.
War Machine has his own comic book now, but it originally was spin-off stories. They launched her as a character, but that was really exciting for me. I like that character. I really like the Iron Man feel, and although if Ironheart is going through the Wakanda program, I'm wondering if that's part of how they'll continue on the Wakanda storylines, is because I'm wondering if they don't feel Shuri is going to be the same level of Black Panther acceptance that Chadwick was.
I feel like, well, like I said, if they are basing it off the lore, like if they're basing it off of like, because she does,
because no one liked her in the comic book.
She does take up the mantle, but it was only briefly,
and no one liked her.
Right?
The comic book didn't sell as well as in the past.
So I can see, like I said, that's why I can see maybe them transitioning to maybe M'Baku, or they do a switch with Killmonger, and then maybe that could even be a part of the whole multiverse thing. Because remember,
well, what about White Wolf?
That would be, I think that would be a
given what Black Panther did in film, and how even like why do I never remember his real name? M'Baku is because I remember his character so well.
Oh, Winston?
Yeah, the guy, like, he was also in Us. And,
yeah, Winston. Yeah.
But like the way he speaks about what that film, how that film impacted the world. Like, you can't really just go and whitewash it in the next one, even though you made the name drop already.
Nope.
Like, you can't just be like, all right, well, we'll give him a suit. No. Unless you got to solidify before Winter Soldier could become White Wolf.
Like, it'd be like, this is the new Black Panther. This is the new Black Panther. Okay, now this Black Panther has help from this one.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how they can transition into something like...
Oh, we could get Bucky in the suit, right? He's a vowed protector of... Oh, no, he's not allowed in Wakanda anymore.
No.
He, in the last episode, he stepped against the Dora Milaje.
He got in trouble with Dora Milaje.
Why?
But they still have to explain the story. So, but I feel like that's going to be...
But I mean, he shows up to help because of Namor.
That's probably going to be a series. That's probably going to be a series, though.
Bucky?
Oh, yeah.
They announced the movie, though.
No, I mean like White Wolf.
No. They announced where those characters are going. They cap fucking Phase 6 apparently with Captain America New World Order, which we'll get to in a minute.
Yes.
I feel like I haven't smoked weed in forever, and since no one's cashing in those bongo times, I guess I'll have to just smoke my own bongo time. Which is still acceptable.
Yes, it is.
Although I shouldn't tempt them. They all probably have like thousands of points.
Oh, there you go. You got one.
We only have one redemption, so like it doesn't happen that often, and these
Scotty-
people seem to be here twice a week for a couple hours.
Hey,
So
Scotty just renamed one. But yeah, so as far as it's going, it looks, like I said, it looks great. I do feel that there's going to be, like I said, of course, they've only dropped one trailer. We all know how they do it. One trailer, two trailer, maybe three or final. Or three
and then
a
7
final.
or 8 fucking teasers.
Right? So, like, obviously, that being said, there's going to be certain things shown in certain things, right? Certain ones. So that will give us, I guess, more of an idea.
Holy shit. He's got over 9,000 channel points. That's crazy.
Whoa. 19.
Now, how do you feel about... Holy crap.
Dang. That's a lot. 19.3K.
That's crazy.
Woo.
Thank you for both of you. That's amazing.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Oh yeah, because we have to count you in all your... Whoa. Gutter's like, bang, I win. I didn't mean to start a competition at all, I promise.
We love you all. We love you all equally.
Really, it just shows that we need to add more channel redemptions.
Yeah.
Which we're probably going to add a dab time, and that's probably going to be like 1,000, because it's... Well, it just costs more per to go, and if they go crazy one night, I'm fucked. Just be dead on stream. Anyways. Oh, crap. I was on the other window, so that's a play, apparently. Wow, so you've got 30. Over 30, well, like 31. I have a ton on Sabrina's. I've got to request a song, so... I wish she did live edits so I could be like, I'm going to spend all my channel points at once. Like, just change it to punk, change it to jazz, change like just mid-song, but obviously, no, that's hard. And we, Zach and I were joking that we'll go live one night, like one Tuesday or Thursday or Sunday at 10 when she gets off, and use our enormous amount of channel points to, like, buy our own raid. Because one of it's, like, this huge amount of channel points to, like, get a raid. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to get deep into it. Oh, I did it again. Not a smart man. No, I didn't do it again. So... How do you feel about, like, Wakanda Forever being a great film? I know it's going to be. Like, there is no doubt that this is going to be a good movie. But, how do you feel about it ending Phase 4? Like, the ending of Phase 1 was the first Avengers movie. The ending of Phase 2 was Ultron. The ending of Phase 3 was fucking Endgame. Like, these are pinnacle moments.
But I feel, hey, man, I feel like that's the reason why they did it, because this was a pinnacle moment. Like, it's even the send off, even for Chadwick Boseman in general, like that. I feel like that they feel that.
Chat just. So he's got like 1.5 million in Amaranth's channel. I'm guessing is the joke. That's a lot of Amaranth.
Yeah. Oh, 1.5 million. Jeez.
Does anybody have a calculator? My brain can't do that math. Like, how much time would have to be spent? But there's multipliers and shit, and if you play games, you get a multiplier and this and that, so it doesn't actually work out directly to a perfect correlation. Holy hell. You were saying how you feel about it.
I feel
end
that
capping Phase 4.
I feel that, it being said, we haven't had we don't have another major Avengers event. And I feel like if we did, that probably would cap it, right? So I feel like the next best thing would have to be like the send off of Chadwick Boseman. I feel like because they felt like they felt.
All right, yeah.
That's what I feel like.
I feel like the first quarter of the movie at least is going to be dedicated to a send off of the character and person. All right, like I agree. I just.
Well, like I said, the way I see it is that when it comes to it, I feel like we didn't, like I said, we haven't had another.
They haven't led us to anything yet.
Another huge thing to cap it off with, like, you know what I mean?
Unless She-Hulk with this, because remember, She-Hulk's a very connective character, right? She's representing these different super people. Doctor Strange just wrecked half of Manhattan, and then Spider-Man just destroyed the fucking world, or the
Liberty. Lady Liberty?
Well, the Shield of Liberty. Which apparently New York didn't like anyways, as they kind of play a background radio subplot about New Yorkers not liking the addition of the Shield. Like, we love Cap and all, man, but why are you messing with Lady Liberty? Like, a whole bunch of, like, Bronx talk and shit. But She-Hulk's a very connected character, so I think Wakanda Forever is actually a poor choice to end it, because if they use She-Hulk properly, even though it's funny, they really could tie Wong's big day into at least a setup. A better setup for Phase 5. Like, that's just how I want to see phases end capped. I want to see a setup and an ending. You know what I mean? Or a setup and a climax with a setup. You know, like, whereas, you know, do you remember that feeling of relaxedness when you got out of Endgame for the first time? The excitement wears away, and all of a sudden you're like, the story's finished. Like, I didn't feel like there was no end credit scene. I cared about where everybody was going, but they gave a sad ending. They gave a couple happy, like, they wrapped things up.
Yeah.
And now it's like, it feels like Wakanda Forever is just going to leave me here going, fuck, like everything else, like just itching for my hit of crack. Well, you made me, and now you won't give me my shit, Feige. It's your fault, not mine.
I think that's the point. I feel like
I know, right?
That's his point. If he's like, oh, we're going to get in with this, and they're going to be itching for the rest. So.
Some say he's also kind of spending too much time worrying about his new Disney feature versus... Because, like... It'd be like Lee Iacocca, like, just giving up halfway through running his company. Or, you know what I mean? Or, Elon just being like, you know what? Bezos, do you want to run shit for over here, too? Like, I just give up. I'm going to go work at, you know, another thing. And this doesn't make sense. Not that he can't leave, but he hasn't handed it off. No one's seems to be at the helm, but I could be wrong. Like I said, it's supposed to be divisive. It's supposed to break up the universe, right?
Yeah.
So, those are my thoughts that I would have liked a better... Even... No, you can't flip them because She-Hulk's too campy. But they have no choice because the next film, Ready, is what I've been waiting to talk about. I know I said that about Hulk, and I did absolutely mean it. But this image... No, it's Wakanda Forever. Did I not bring it in yet? Of course I didn't bring it in yet. Pro Streamer. Wait, is that one by accident? Nope. That's the long-ass video, so... I mean, I'm going to bring in an image because... Oh, no, I don't have that image. It's just this one. Sorry. Yeah, I'm high. What do you want? Here we go. So, to start off... Phase 5 is Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania. This is a crucial part of the future of the MCU for a very specific reason, and that reason is, did I grab the right? All right, it doesn't matter at this moment. The reason is Kang. We met Kang in Loki. Loki was if you didn't watch Loki, the quick summarization is that Loki finds another one of himself that happens to be a female, tries to fuck her. They kind of hook up a bit.
That was kind of weird, but yeah.
I mean, they got... Hey, Luke and Leia already did it. It's all okay.
He's full of himself, literally, so that makes sense as to why.
Yes, and that's the whole point of it. The hedonistic side of it, but, like, they made love. They made a love connection that made it really weird. Like, not the weirdest thing I've seen. Like, I've been on Pornhub. It's all good. No, but it is definitely one of the weirder scenes. Like, it's a little discomfort. Like, it looks really pretty and it's all nice. You're like, oh, that's cute. He's falling in love. Oh my God, it's him. Like, that's a version of him. But is that bad? That was the question I posed back then when we were covering it.
Is it?
Is it bad? Like, it's you. Like, I'm sorry, but if anyone on the channel is too
another female
skittish,
me getting close to a female version of me. I don't know. I think that'd be kind of weird. A little bit, I think.
like you getting close. Yeah, I agree.
I think it's like.
But I mean, if I
guess when you're in the moment, I guess you're not really thinking that, right? You're kind of just in the moment, I guess.
Well, a lot of cartoons and a lot of different TV shows have made the joke, like, even if you meet the male version of yourself, like, come here, sexy. You know, like, it's a little strange of a dynamic, but, yeah, in this case, but past falling in love with himself, he moves on, and they find the timekeepers at the center of time and find out that that's not the center of time, and they are not real, they are robots. And they go through another layer, and they finally get down to the sacred timeline, and they're in the middle of it. And Sylvie, female Loki, fucks him up, sends him back to the time authorities and the TVA, and then kills Kang. Or in this case, He Who Remains. So I also break that down further, and we're gonna do a full Kang breakdown now that, like, I mean, I'll go back to like pages of information and probably another slideshow, to be honest, or at least another video. Come on, Scotty, you don't know that. I've used that Snapchat filter. But when we just, without having to do the full breakdown, there's a lot of different Kangs. We've talked them about a lot on here. The Council of Kangs is formed. There's Iron Lad, which is a version. But in the comics, one of the most notable versions is He Who Remains, which is a version of Kang that kind of whispers in the timekeeper's ears to keep them keeping time going properly.
That was the one when we first seen him, right? He was the first Kang, the first appearance of Kang.
No, the very first appearance of Kang is
Conqueror?
something in time.
Conqueror is the
King
one
Tut.
that they're fade. That's
Yeah, that's way later. But the one where they go back in time, and because something goes wrong, and they're like, King Tut's different or something, so they go back in time to find out what the fuck happened. Because of course Reed Richards would notice, and he finds this blue dude. Is it blue? No, that's the event. That's when they go back in time to get the Apocalypse storyline that he's blue.
Hey, so
no, but they find Kang, and
is Kang Kree? No, right?
No, Kang's. Well, he kind of takes on some different colors depending on but he's normally just a white dude. He's Reed Richards' like great grandson.
Interesting. Which other than, again, Ant-Man and Wasp potentially opening the door for.
So Ant-Man and Wasp will be nope, that is not the right one. That is not the right one. I named these things poorly. So Ant-Man and Wasp being the title at the very top left there. And Feige broke them down, but we're going to go through a good majority of these and talk about them just tonight. Fuck, we're already over an hour in, and we're only entering Phase 5 right now. Just like Marvel, we take forever to get to the next phase. But, okay, so Quantumania is going to really show the multiverse in a new way, the way that we thought Doctor Strange was going to show it. And I know I say that every time. I'm sorry. But this should show, I'm guessing, some version of the Council of Kangs. And that'll be Chronopolis. And that'll be, so you kind of see it in the trailer. I saw a leaked, but it's very bad. It's like up on an angle, guys hiding a cell phone, right? It's been taken down like 30 times and it keeps going back up. Thank God. Thank you for the people out there that put it up. No. Okay, so his shopping cart doesn't actually work. It will guide you to send a text message for further instructions. Again, this is still the gray market. Yes. Sorry, but yes, it will prompt you afterwards because you can't legally sell weed online. Anywhere. Although Mushroom Bros do it. It's awesome. Like, I go online and order mushrooms from Vancouver and they just show up. It's fucking great.
Well, I guess because it could just be, like, mushrooms, right?
No, I'm pretty sure the RCMP's just kind of given up and don't care right now.
Probably.
But the shopping apps do care, so nothing will let him check out unless he buys his own, like, builds his own website from scratch, puts his own shopping cart on it. And even at that, they tend to shut him down after a while. So, yeah, there's just a whole other way around it. And I probably shouldn't say this stuff live on fucking air. I'm just stoned. Sorry. But Quantumania, we're going to see something like Chronopolis. The Council of Kangs. Chronopolis is Kang's little city that he keeps out of time. And it kind of, at the end of Loki, we see, like, the Citadel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the Citadel seems to be the origination of the Council of Kangs. There's all these statues of him, and one's broken. So it seems like there was the war, the Council, then one. Now that the one, he who remains, or Immortus, the original Kang, he is dead. Now we have Kang the Conqueror coming up, and that's what we see in the TVA with Loki, where all of a sudden the TVA is statues of Kang, of Reed Richards. No, Nathaniel Richards. Yeah, that's why all the statues of Nathaniel are there. So now we have Kang the Conqueror, and there's... did I do that on air? That was before we started, right? The whole guess the line? That was before we started.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a trailer that got launched at San Diego Comic-Con that they didn't publicly put out. It was just some footage. It wasn't a connective story, but they ended it with this really sharp scene, and the lines go like this, verbatim. I don't know if you know this, but I'm kind of an Avenger. First person's line. The second person's line. Well, that's Ant-Man, obviously. We're talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp. The second person's line. An Avenger. Really? Have I killed you before? And that's just how the footage ends. And it's Kang, and Jonathan Majors is a fucking god. Like, man, sometimes Marvel just nails casting. Robert Downey Jr., Chadwick Boseman, Michael B. Jordan. Oh, go fuck yourself. Really? Come on, man. Fuck off the shit. Fuck out of here with this.
They should cast Will.
Captain Marvel.
The guy who plays Will.
You know, Patrick Stewart. There's just so many great castings throughout time here. And actually, I think Martin Freeman might be one of the best castings in all of Marvel. He plays the other Ross in Black Panther and in Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Or in... Is it Civil War? No, Age of Ultron?
In Black Panther, right?
Yeah, but he's in one of the other ones as well. Because they meet in the first one, and then he's like, Your Highness, what are you doing here, when they're there for the diamond trade? So it's got to be Civil War, because that's the only other movies at that point.
It's Civil War and that one.
So yeah, but I think that's one of the best castings in all the whole thing. Like, yes, Benedict Cumberbatch or Cucumber Dickerbatch, whatever the fuck they like. He's just got so many great names on the internet. That's punching pretty low though. Brie Larson. I was gonna say Brie Larson. Yeah, Brie Larson.
But
Zaxxon, no, fucking horrible cast. It's not. You know what?
She's amazing. She's the greatest. Honestly,
it's not.
Nobody else could have played it. Nobody else could have played Captain America. I mean, Captain Marvel the way she has.
So, I mean, I could think of 10 other just blonde chicks that could have done it. The requirement for Captain Marvel is to be blonde and overpowered.
That's it. Not broody.
Like, keep in mind that everyone's all like about Captain Marvel. No, it's all right. About Captain Marvel, but the reality is this character was a man for the first half of the career, and then if you cut that other half in half, she was in a coma. Like, that's how Captain Marvel was. She was overpowered. Then all of a sudden, mid-90s, she's in a fucking coma for like 10 years. And then the character got revamped in 2012, and now it's in movies. And I just want to see the movie that puts her in the coma. No, not because it's Brie Larson, which we joke about, because it's such a defining moment in the X-Men's history when Rogue becomes able to fly and has super strength forever. Do you know what I mean? Like, she is the character she is because she can throw a building at something and not have to look like the Hulk or Jennifer, you know, like She-Hulk or whatever. So, like, Rogue's such a great character. She's strong. She's so broken. They took away that whole she can't touch people thing for series, and I'm like, why? That's the whole part. Like,
yeah.
But I guess they finally wanted her to be happy. But back to the actual. The camera picture's been off the whole time. The next film after that is Secret Invasion, and I'll turn this off now because Secret Invasion. The only person that spoke about it at Comic-Con directly, besides Kevin Feige, was the great Canadian Maria Hill. Colby Smuthers? Yeah. One of the better characters in the background of... But... Okay, listen, I love Agent Coulson. I love his arc until they kill him. And then I hate how the MCU plays S.H.I.E.L.D. dirty, but then S.H.I.E.L.D.'s like, fuck you, then I'll do everything you're not doing. They did Terrigen, they did Time, they did Multiple Dimension. I'm like, God damn, man.
They did.
They did all of it. And they still mentioned Thanos and Sokovia. And like, oh, you're even like, screw them. I'm still technically here.
We're canon.
But they're not.
We're canon, whether you guys want it to be or not.
Okay, so they were canon.
They were.
And then Feige's like, no, nothing's canon.
And they're like,
and then we
still
got
gonna mention things anyways.
Oh yeah, and then they kind of got a bit of like, okay, listen, they're canon until this moment, but because of this event, they branch off into a different reality. Like, okay, which is like 10 episodes after the Civil War or the all right. Yeah, it's like 10 episodes after the Winter Soldier event when S.H.I.E.L.D. falls. Do you know what I mean? So wait, what was I fucking totally lost my thought when I started doing the Bongo Time for a second.
Said Winter Soldier.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, but I like Coulson just isn't in it enough.
Yeah,
and they do him dirty, and then everything goes really weird. And now maybe all of it...
He's a cyborg version of himself.
He's not a cyborg. He has Kree blood, and they use Kree technology to heal him. But now he's kind of an Inhuman. Because remember, the Kree did the experiments on the humans millions of years ago, and now there's a certain percentage of humans that have the Inhuman gene, like that is just dormant, and then the Terrigen mist goes off and everyone gets their powers. So in S.H.I.E.L.D., they were like, they made him an Inhuman by accident. Then he meets other Inhumans who have a process of revealing the Terrigen mist to one person at a time through different idols. Which is what I really thought they were doing in Ms. Marvel, and then they done fucked that up, and no, you're a mutant? Come on, I'm so angry. I wasn't mad, man. I was okay with all the changes. I'm mad about the mutant.
Yeah.
Bongo Time, sorry.
That was definitely a loop. That was definitely a loop, I would say. But yeah.
So the reason we started that is because Colby Smuthers, I think, is a great cast for Maria Hill, and I think she's always been a Skrull.
The entire time?
The whole time. The whole time she has been a Skrull. There is no Maria Hill.
Yes, we're gonna find
There's
out.
a missing Skrull from 1994. 4 landed. 2 were killed. And I don't remember what happened to the last one. But there's a missing Skrull from the planet in 1994. And I think it's been Maria Hill since. Because they're like, hey, yo, my boss was a dick. Like, let me help you. And that's how because they stayed in constant contact since then, right? Because they were up on the ship.
That also would explain how she's able to get out of certain situations, too.
I mean,
some things that happen, I'm just like, what? How did you survive that?
Yeah,
how
like super soldier serum or what?
And then she kind of like disappeared. Like something would happen, and then she would disappear, and then she'd reappear, and she'd be okay. And I'm like, that's kind of strange. So,
and then all of a sudden she's supposed to be like the Nick Fury counter. So
yeah,
like
right under Nick. Yeah,
it's okay that she shows up in S.H.I.E.L.D. with the solution to the problem, or she provides the MacGuffin in a situation. That's okay, but she's been a lot more than that, and she's a character that's new, but she is part of Secret Invasion comics. Or no, she's a character new to the MCU, created in the MCU, that is now in the comics.
So, yeah.
But to explain what Secret Invasion is, because we just went way off topic there, is Secret Invasion is the Skrulls coming to Earth and hiding as regular humans, taking over in politics, and then we get the Super Skrulls that can take over, that can also mimic the powers. So now we have Super Skrulls in place of superheroes. And this leads to a whole bunch of mistrust, and it'll be a real spy movie with some fantastical scenes.
Makes sense. Because if it's following heavily on Shield, Shield agents, right?
Yeah.
So
no, it'll be everybody, like Hank Pym.
Well, they're gonna be in it, yes, but I mean like certain like the Secret Invasion specifically. I feel like it's gonna be like you're gonna have because it's gonna show people, and you're like, oh, it's gonna do that thing where like, oh, is this a scroll? Oh, maybe that's a scroll. No, that's a person, but that's a scroll.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I feel it's gonna do a lot of that, like bouncing around. Then people are like, oh yeah, no. Obviously, and then it's like, oh, they're a scroll. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those, like, oh, like, you didn't know, right? So,
there'll be some reveals that have been there probably the whole time. We already know that Nick Fury uses a scroll as a proxy. And that people on Earth in the government don't know that. Hey, Shmoopy. And no, you did not leave your pen, and I saw you said never mind. I didn't answer you because we were already streaming. Sorry. Where did I put the plate? Oh, there's the plate. But a Bongo Time for my nephew Shmoopy, who also plays Destiny 2, for any of you that would like to join us.
Destiny.
Either everyone's going to hate the game, or eventually play it because I won't stop asking. So, right, I did the Bongo Time, sorry. I hit the bong with the picture up, my bad. The next thing up is Guardians of the Galaxy and Echo. James Gunn is straight out saying, I'm killing the Guardians.
Oh, yeah.
Publicly. Which means if Feige is letting him say that, what is that? What else is happening in this film?
It's
what's the reveal that is bigger than killing off majorly loved characters in the MCU? What do you think? What could it be?
I don't think Nova.
Nova's cast. So is Adam Warlock. So is a handful of great characters.
I mean, like, yeah, I guess, but like, I don't know. I feel like maybe the handoff because Nova kind of does what they do on a different scale.
Well, we know that there should be a Nova because Nova comes when what is that planet called again? The planet that they protect in the first Guardians. Or is that the second? No, that's the first, because they're protecting the Power Stone. Do you know what I'm talking about? Xandar. So in Xandar Fall... Okay, so to explain it really quickly, Nova is a human. Nova gets stuck on Xandar at some point in his life and joins their guard. And after Xandar falls, Nova is the final. They imbue all their power on the planet in him, and he becomes kind of like Captain Marvel, like the original male Captain Marvel. He's just kind of an interplanetary protector. Xandar?
Yeah. I would say that. I would definitely say, Xandar. Yep. Correct. It's the Andromeda Galaxy.
Yeah,
Xandar.
So, but what's really exciting about Guardians for May 6th, like next spring, for May 6th, again, that'll be an opening night. That has to be an opening night.
Oh, yeah.
Guardians, and
100%.
Oh yeah, can't wait for all this. But it's going to get deep into it. Like they're going to kill them.
Yeah.
And they're bringing in Adam. Sorry, what was the thing? The most exciting is Adam Warlock. These fuckers have been teasing Adam Warlock since the first Guardians film.
Yep.
They showed the original looking pod from the comic in the background of the collector's collection in the first one. They show the new gold pod for the crap.
2?
What are the gold
Volume
people?
2. Volume 2, right? Yeah, it's Volume 2.
Yeah, what are the gold people called? The perfect evolution. Oh my god! And the high evolutionary.
High evolutionary.
So we know we're getting Rocket's backstory, and we're getting Rocket's girlfriend. She's like a badger instead of a raccoon, or a rabbit if you're Thor. This is my friend Rabbit and Tree. Is Groot's name Tree?
think according to him, yes.
Right? Because his people are Groot. That's why they say I am Groot. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
so
like,
they
they
may-
all say that.
They could say I am tree.
Yeah,
Maybe they say there are different types of tree.
Or he's just, yeah, I am tree, which they dropped the trailer, which we're going to watch the trailer, don't worry. Does anybody want to die of cuteness as we're talking about Groot and the Guardians of the Galaxy? Because this is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's also gonna be a good one.
I mean, I feel
He
almost
becomes
bad for
he
watching when I'm
he
going to watch this as an adult alone. Right? Like, well, we're about to watch it. Yeah, I feel like I should like watch this with a younger nephew or niece or something. Like, this is very childlike, but looks so good. How awesome is that? I think that looks just so fun.
It's gonna be very fun.
Oh.
Family, 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 family.
Had to put up the family. So after we get all these silly things, and we get, well, I mean, James Gunn promises that this will change the face of the MCU. So I can't wait for that. And then we have Echo. I'm just less excited about Echo. I'm not sure where they're going with that story, but they've said we're going to have Hawkeye back, or at least young Hawkeye. So the new Hawkeye, which is on Marvel next. So they're kind of said, this is Kate Bishop on the right. They've kind of said, yeah, we're going to continue that story with Echo. Which I'm excited for, I guess, but it's not the most exciting part. Loki Season 2 is going to be really, really fun. I want to see, because Kang gets a further story in Quantumania, meaning Loki most likely will show up in Quantumania, because he's going to be part of the TVA in some way. Then we have the Marvels. I don't know if I'm excited or not about it. I think it's going to be a good story.
Sovereign. That's what they're...
Though Sovereign, thank you.
Sovereign
Yeah.
is the alien race that makes Adam Warlock.
I do appreciate my fact checker at Drew over here. Which property was it? Oh yeah, Loki. The Marvels. I don't know if I'm excited or not about it. I think it's going to be a fun movie.
For which?
The Marvels. I'm really excited to see what Photon does.
Yeah, Monica Rambeau is going to be interesting.
We have to see Nick Fury. I think Tip is going to be part of it. Tip is the space station attached to Sword, and Sword is the space version of Shield.
They might kill Miss Captain Marvel.
Coma, hopefully.
They might kill her. Rambeau might accidentally blast her, put her in like a coma-like state, and then hopefully hand it off to somebody else.
I mean, how great, because there's nothing on here about, like we're looking for it, but I'm not seeing any X-Men here, right?
Whoa, we're at Miss Marvel's. Wait, backtrack. Echo, I think is going to be cool. I think it's going to be a branch off of. It's going to explain a little more of Kingpin. I think.
Oh
it's
shit!
More,
I forgot we're multi-streaming.
We're gonna bring. I think it's going to bring more more Kingpin into it. Also, Daredevil. As much as you don't want to talk about it, I think he's going to also.
We were getting to it. Before that, though, we've got a much better movie to talk about.
No, I mean like Echo.
Oh yeah.
Echo. I think it's going to transition off of like
to Daredevil. Street level, we might get the thugs.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, like, maybe not.
No, Daredevil will be in it. Because
that's what I'm saying.
Kingpin will be in it.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Kingpin, right? So I feel like that's kind of a given.
But you know what else is next? Or what's coming right after that, which I think is probably, for you and I, way bigger of a thing, is Blade. Hamisha Ali has been cast as Blade. We've already heard his voice once in Eternals. At the very end, we hear him saying, "Are you ready for that? Do you think you're ready for that?" Oh, hey.
Hello.
I mean, the problem with Thor 2, and welcome, I appreciate you, sir, my good friend. The thing with Thor 2 is that they've pushed it so fucking hard with all the new movies referencing it back so much that at this point, I mean, it's kind of getting its own cult following because you have to rewatch it so often. So, I mean, there's definitely some pluses to the film, but no, it's very bad. It's not one of the best. I am glad that we got Darcy and she continued on to do the property she did, though. And yes, there'll always be another Marvel movie, but to release 2.5 years of movie content at one time, to tell us about it so that I can sit here and talk about it all night. And Blade leads us into the Sons of Midnight storyline we've been hoping for. That could even involve, instead of some of the ones we've been thinking, more of, like, I think we're going to see...
Rider. Well, they already said Norman Reedus, so...
The Black Knight. Dane Whitman.
Yeah.
We're going to see Dane Whitman and
Ghost
Blade.
Rider. Yeah. Blade,
Ghost Rider will be introduced in Blade. Feige said that.
They might introduce Wolverine in there.
I hope not. That's just not where I want to see Wolverine come out. That's going to overshadow.
It wouldn't be. Yeah, because everyone's.
That would make me feel like they were too afraid to make a Blade movie. Right? Like, I know there's a lot around the fact that Blade 1 and Blade 3 are two fantastic comic book movies. Blade 2 is for people that I try and have respect for, but no, I'm joking. I make that joke because Zach's favorite Blade is Blade 2. However, Blade is going to be a crucial point to getting to the Midnight Suns.
Oh yeah, because this probably that's bringing up that's the word that's world 616, right? I mean, sorry, not 616, 666.
Is that?
Yeah, Universe 666, where all the supernaturals are from.
And that's the other thing.
Dracula and Wolfman and all that.
We're really worried about canonical right now, but the fact is they've introduced the multiverse now, and they don't have to be as canonical. No. They're like, oh no, we're in 848. Right? Like, they can just jump around now and make a story if they want to.
Gives them more room to do more.
Yeah, it's a horrible sign for the future. Wester calls it bongo time. I guess I'll hit that. You get the next one, right?
See how the vibe goes. See how the vibe goes.
See how the vibe goes.
See, we'll see.
But thank you for joining us, everybody. But it's a shame they said mutant, because that was really supposed to be an Inhuman, and they danced around words to almost like and make us anticipate it more, which would have felt better if they had done it. But in the end, they ended up going with mutant, which makes no fucking sense. They, like, a week before they said that, they released a movie that said, or a month before, that said Inhuman in it.
Yeah, Barry's upset about it. It's a little bit.
They even say Terrigen.
Yes.
Keeper of the Terrigen.
I know.
Blackagard, Boltagard, or whatever. Keeper of the Terrigen mist.
Well, now I know why they killed him, though. Because now he's the new Star Trek guy.
Yeah, but he might actually be back. Multiple universes, right? So now they can recast bad casting or good casting in bad films. Right? So I like some of the X-Men characters. What do you think about them keeping some of them in a new universe? Or do you think that was their official goodbye to Patrick Stewart?
I think,
just ripped his fucking head off.
I think that it's more that because
OFF off.
Because think about it, if they can't really have him for the next installments because he might not, no offense, be there for those installments, and if they kind of prep him up to be in the installments, then they're just setting themselves up to, oh shoot, what are we gonna do here now? You know, we gotta, no offense, another Chadwick Boseman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, right? Like now he's passed away. Now what do? We gotta give him a send off, and then that takes away from, you know what I mean? That could also take away from it, right? So I feel like it just makes, we give him a send off here, real quick, real blunt, real quick, right here, send off, and then
so
that way we can taper it off now that we've opened up
now,
the multiverse.
First off, the reference, that was not the goodbye to Stewart. I mean, it'd be a better it'd be a better goodbye to Stewart in that universe than the fucking Star Trek universe is doing to him. I don't even watch it.
The whole Shatner thing.
Along with Shatner.
Oh yeah, he's like, he had a whole thing where he's like, oh, I'm the best, and mine's the only one that matters. My portrayal of, I'm like, oh, okay.
Is he mad at Chris Pine?
I guess. I don't know, but like,
and yes, I honestly think they're done with Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. But as you just said, and Drew already brought up once, and I can't hide anymore. No, I keep hitting that one. No, what the hell? Where'd that image go of the Avengers? Did I not bring it in yet? I keep asking the same question, and then I keep not bringing it in. So I might as well bring it in, because it's important to what's coming up next and what we're about to talk about, and I'm just stoned. Just call it image one. It doesn't matter at this point. And it's just going to open up when we get there. There we go. So, first off, coming in a larger series of things, which actually it's the movie we're going to talk about. We're just going to jump over everything. Agatha, I don't really care what happens in it. It'll probably just show.
It's just a tie off.
Honestly, it'll just show Wanda being horrible all the way through it, I'm sure, in some way, and then redeem her at the end to try and be good again for the third fucking time. I am done with Wanda at the moment.
Wait. What if that is just opening on Mephisto?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was hoping, that Mephisto comes and saves her, and then we go from there. Right, or a backstory of how she got to Wanda, but just keep Wanda out of it. Daredevil, we don't really need to talk about at the moment because we don't know anything about where they're going with canon. We just know that 2 characters are returning. So
it's gonna be amazing though.
That's the real hope. That Wanda does. Well, no, the problem is that I'm still a little.
She won't. I don't think she will stay dead because the whole House of M storyline. They're gonna bring that in at some point.
Like, they tried that was the story.
Well, that's what I feel like.
They took her kids away. They based the whole thing on her kids. Like if they do a kid storyline again, I'm like, I'm out, man. Like I don't want to see the movie. I never want to hear about her children again.
They gotta do it. Like, do they gotta do the whole no more mutants though? Like
had their shot, they didn't do it. What do you mean no more mutants? There was never mutants yet, so they already screwed up. Oh yeah, if we get a multiverse reset in a couple years, maybe. Sure, go nuts, do what you got to do. I'm good with it then.
Yeah, because after that, because at that point they've already probably brought in the mutants. They've had a couple mutant movies by then. So I agree. Yeah, I agree with that.
And Captain America: New World Order, I have no idea. I don't know what they're doing, but it's obviously going to continue the whole realignment of countries, and it'll be based on what's going on Earth primarily. So that'll be. Sorry, I don't mean to keep jumping that one up because I'm not there yet. So yeah, Captain America: New World Order will end Phase 5, which again weird, but okay. Maybe it's going to be a big planetary thing, right? Like if they're helping stop realignments and evil things on Earth, maybe we'll get a big Avengers moment out of it. Because like they haven't made just a Captain America movie since the first Captain America movie.
Galactus.
You think the New World Order would be? Well,
maybe.
With how they ended the current Captain America's arc in Falcon and Winter Soldier, and where they left Cap and what they've kind of talked about doing, it seems like Captain America: New World Order is going to be the storyline where Hydra's kind of taken over the world and no one realized it. Kind of like what they did in Winter Soldier, but it won't be Hydra this time. it'll be whoever Val technically works for. Val being Elaine's character. Well, I don't think so in this case. I think this is going to be like the anti-American or the more world view, not local. But yeah, it's kind of an Uncle Sam kicking ass.
I think it will touch base on certain things.
Yeah,
too, though.
It kind of can't not. Yeah. But I think it's going to be a larger story, and it'll probably combine a lot of local characters that they're going to set up inside Ironheart, Daredevil, the Marvels, Echo. Like they'll set these up as we go. And Secret Invasion is going to be a big storyline in it, but what starts off the next set is the movie out of a lot of the announcements, I'm really excited about because I think it's going to be the Kang the Conqueror storyline. But hey, they fooled me with Thor, so what do I know, right? Let's phase 5. I did not download phase 6 apparently, so I will stop trying to grab it and end this foolishness now. But the multiverse saga is going to kick off phase 6, which we're not going to talk about all of phase 6 because it's just so far in the future that
so far there's a lot of it.
But it is capped on each end with 2 films.
Heavy hitting movies and big titles.
Those we will talk about because it is the multiverse saga and the multiverse Secret Wars, or the Avengers. Sorry, Avengers Secret, or the Avengers Multiverse Saga. And this is the Avengers title. It's the Avengers Multiverse Saga, and then the end phase 6 is Avengers Secret Invasion. Or Secret Wars.
There's Avengers, Kang's Dynasty.
Right, and
so
then
Kang's
Secret
Dynasty,
Wars.
That's the big Kang, the Big Bang, the big Kang battle.
That's how we started off.
We started off and then we end. It leads up to...
Apologies. At the end of phase 6, we'll have capped the multiverse saga.
Yes.
My bad. Which were the originals, the Infinity Saga. Now we're at the multiverse saga. So, yeah, you're right. Kang Dynasty starts off the season. Which, I mean, we're starting with a lot of Kang. The next 2 phases are just Kang. Here I am.
Honestly,
and this one,
I feel like in all of these movies, I feel like Kang is going to make an appearance. Whether it's in the movie, where it's a post credit, where it's a something, like in all of it, it's all gonna be like eventually Kang here, Kang, and then that's how they're gonna bring it all together by the time we hit Kang's Dynasty. I feel like that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. And of course, the Avengers are going to look really different by then, but we still won't see some of the characters we think we'll see in there, because if they're following these storylines, this group, the Secret Warriors, kind of has to stay out of some stuff to do it now. With
we got the voice of I forget her name doing Cosmo.
Who?
I forget the actress's name.
Oh.
Apologies. But they brought her on stage for her doing the voice for Cosmo.
Oh, okay. Now you have to look it up.
I gotta look it up.
But we're gonna get a version of this. So we're gonna get Patriot, which is the guy up in the top left corner, or top right corner, depending on, I can't remember what the ring. Yeah, it's for me top right, so it's gotta be top right for you. Stoned. American Chavez, Miss Marvel. The dog is there, which is also an Inhuman with Boltigard, Black Bolt's fucking thing on his head. Right? Because it's Black Bolt's dog. It's his best friend. Anyway, sorry. So these kids that we see currently kind of have to stay out of the next section. Now, that does not mean that Kate Bishop has to stay out. She can definitely be, because the Young Avengers can go fight. But the Secret Warriors can't. So we probably could get Kate Bishop right in the center. Most likely, maybe Patriot will fight in both. I would love to see Loki die and come reincarnated. Would you not love to see young Loki? Like that would be neat. The child of mischief. But Captain America films fill an additional Marvel Avengers film in between Marvel Avengers films. Oh no, Ant-Man, I think they're finally because his movies don't tell major parts of the storyline. You know what I mean? Like I think now we're finally going to get the payoff from who was trying to buy technology in.
It is the girl from Borat who plays his daughter, Maria Bakalova. She's doing the voice for. She's doing the
for Cosmo.
Yeah, the voice for Cosmo, the space dog.
That is. Oh wait, that's not Cosmo. Cosmo.
No, no.
Oh,
Cosmo,
sorry.
Yeah, sorry.
That's
Let's forget his name. I always forget his name.
Damn it. I was doing well so far. And I get that it'll be somewhat of a wild card film. No, sorry, wrong image again. Ant-Man Quantumania, but I think it's just going to really set up the rules, and it'll be the big setup for what how like he's going to set the tone for the fifth phase. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be like it's gonna give a sense of urgency.
Yeah, because like they've opened it up so that it's so wide, so they got to narrow it to like have some focus, so we can actually like, oh, okay, it's going here.
Yeah,
have some focus. The way they open up the multiverse, there's literally like it could go so many ways. So they got to kind of like bring it to a path where you can kind of digest it, right? You don't want it to be oversaturated with so much.
Yeah, right? And every time we look at rules or what could happen, we have to always go back to Loki because Feige said during Multiverse of Madness tour that, hey, like, what Sylvie did directly affected why the spell went wrong in Spider-Man and why the multiverse is, like, falling apart in these incursions and stuff. And we haven't heard the word incursion until Multiverse of Madness, and that was a word used in the comic book right before Secret Wars or Secret Invasion and Secret Wars, and then when Kang rounds them all up to fight each other. So, I mean, I don't think Kang Dynasty will jump right to the fight.
No.
But maybe...
Or it's going to do a mislead. Where it's like, oh, you thought this was the fight. No, this is not the fight.
And that's where it really could, because somebody else did that all as well. Dr. Doom, they rewrite that story later to be Dr. Doom collects everybody to stop the incursion events. So, I mean, these phases are so, like, this is lore that goes back 30 years of comics, 50 years of comics in some places. And so that is the best breakdown I can do of what we found out at San Diego Comic-Con.
Which I'm pretty sure there's still some holes. I feel like there's more in between. They're just not didn't say everything because they want some things to actually be this is happening. So then it kind of takes you away from how long do you have to wait to this point. Like for instance, we know Fantastic Four's coming. Like we know that at some point.
Yes,
we know
that's not a surprise.
We know that's not a surprise,
and that's what I wasn't.
And that's why it wasn't mentioned.
You just dropped it, but we'll say it. That's actually when I said the Avengers movie starts off. It doesn't actually. It's the second film in the series. The first movie is actually Fantastic Four.
Wow.
And that's weird. Do you think it'll be him? Do you think Jim will reprise his role?
Yeah, I don't know. It could be him.
Because now Loki has set the precedent that it can be different things. It can be different people. It can be different shapes. It can be, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot that can go on in the multiverse. So it doesn't have to be the same person playing these roles.
True.
But there's also a lot of Lokis that just look like Loki. So that there's also that, right?
Yes. Jim, or when I say Jim, I mean John Krasinski, infamous for Jim, or let's get his name mixed up. Something Paisley.
Did you see who's playing Adam Warlock?
Yes. Yes.
That's that kid that everyone shows the picture of how he used to look and how he looks now.
Yeah, Adam Muto. No, wrong one. Wrong person. Adam Warlock is going to be played by what's his name? They just showed him.
There.
Yeah, Will Poulter.
Yes.
So yes. It's actually interesting. If you actually look carefully at Majors, he was definitely wearing a costume under his jacket. When he came on stage and they introduced him, the big overcoat he was wearing, like if you look carefully, he definitely was wearing a suit underneath, like a Kang suit underneath. Like
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, Jonathan Majors. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, so I didn't notice that.
He definitely was wearing, if you will look carefully, because it actually just popped in my head now. But yeah, definitely, like I noticed that. I was like, he's definitely wearing a suit under there, because like it just looks. It just, you can tell when you look at it, you can I don't know if you can see a picture of it. Let's see it here. This is weird. Okay.
Now, I didn't pre-grab this one because they didn't publicize the Guardians footage.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that looks like it, and they've cut other shit together, but unless it's like a sideways camera looking up from the crowd, it is not real footage. Again, they didn't publicize any of the Guardians or the... They didn't, right? No, just the Wakanda Forever and She-Hulk. The Guardians was a panel. Did they show scenes? We're having stoner moments. I don't think they showed scenes. And of course, obviously, and I'm not kidding when I say this, everyone needs to check out small screens, because they're going to be covering a lot of this. They're going to get deeper into the leaks and cover stuff that way better than we do, because they have real insider information that I just don't have access to, and they're pretty good at what they do. I'm going to throw on a video while I go take care of the dog quickly.
Yep.
And yeah, so here, since Azzy's not here, how about we watch him on drums quickly? We'll be right back. Looks cool.
Here, but if you look like you actually see it. So close out of the ground.
Tomorrow don't come. If tomorrow don't come.
We are back. And to those watching on YouTube, thank you very much. And welcome, Kevin. If I missed your message, if it was a long time ago, I'm sorry. But we don't have the multi-stream chat up. Yeah, really appreciate you checking us out and coming back, Kevin. Sorry we haven't been on YouTube, but we were having a lot of bad luck on YouTube, so we stopped streaming on it, and we're going to start posting just straight up videos on YouTube, so we're hoping we can stream a few more times on YouTube and convince some YouTubers to come join us on Twitch, because after, I think the week after next, it's just going to be cut videos and all of our actual, like, edited and pre-recorded content, like the TV, like the shows we do, like the Stay Lifted, Gauntlet, and the Wake and Bake stuff. You want to pass me that jar over there? I feel like smoking some of those diamonds now. Again, all from our sponsor, Mad Dad Labs. So again, welcome, Kevin, and the rest of you for coming to smoke with us. We appreciate you. We have been talking about Marvel at San Diego Comic-Con. Now, there has been a couple DC releases too. Maybe Drew will look those up while I'm setting up this dab and talking about the dabs that I'm smoking. Because, again, we are about the weed here. We are smoking some Mac 1. Now, this particular is made by a local producer named Sugars. Everything else we've smoked tonight comes from Mad Dab Labs and is why I am so high. But we are smoking some Blunicorn and some Nemesis. It was actually the last of each jar, and we are moving on to something else a little later, well, after this pile is done. Again, if you don't dab out there and you're wondering what this is or how it works, it's kind of like using a vaporizer. And you're just heating an element to a specific temperature and then letting it come back down to a different temperature and hitting it. And I think I might actually not do a hot dab, but do a dab from the top. I guess it's kind of like doing it from the top down. I'm going to heat it first. No, I want a cold start. It just tastes better. I always think I want to do it the other way, and they're like, nope, cold starts taste better. So, what content does DC have for us coming up in their next 2 film releases?
We have animated is League of Super Pets, which is, you know, cute family.
I'm irritated already because it's going to be the best thing they put out this year.
Probably going to be better than what. But hey.
Right, like it's going to be the best thing they put out this year. I'm like, you even got The Rock and couldn't make a great movie or a good movie. Not that he makes great movies,
Let's
but
see. Well, we'll see.
I have no faith.
Speaking of The Rock, that will be the next installment. Will be Black Adam.
Did they give footage?
Yes.
All right.
So
well, we'll dial up footage after this dab.
So they
So, what do you think will apply to the Black Adam character?
Black Adam. Well, they have different storylines, right? They have the one where he's just straight up bad guy, right? Like he just kills and doesn't stop and whatever.
That won't be this one.
And this
Rock
one,
signs contract saying he can't be a bad guy.
So this one he's going to be the anti-hero. It's going to be a reason why he does what he does.
Yeah.
He kills who needs to be killed, and he doesn't have remorse. And, you know, that's like the Punisher.
But he can't lose.
And of course, he can't really ultimately lose because he's The Rock and he's part of the family.
He signs stupid contracts.
He's also part of the family, so. Family. But yes, we got Black Adam, and then in December we have Shazam 2, which I would assume Black Adam will also make an appearance.
Yeah, this is the new footage.
Yes. New trailer. For,
Alright, so Black Adam, again, this character is primarily from the Shazam side of the world. Some interactions with Superman when he's a bad guy. Like, not when Superman is, when Black Adam's a pure, just bad guy. I don't really know what else he does besides those 2 things. When he's a dick, Superman deals with him. When he's an anti-hero, he's kind of with Shazam. So, here is the character. Again, I don't read DC. I didn't read DC. I read Marvel. I watched DC and read what was important. And apparently the 6 books after Superman's dead were important. Worst books ever. Here is Black Adam.
My powers are not a gift, but a curse. Born out of rage. Black Adam.
You believe you are not worthy. But you have two paths. You can be the destroyer of this world. Or you can be its savior.
The world needed a hero. Instead, it got me.
All right, so that was a pretty good trailer. We have Black Adam. We have Dr. Fate. I love Dr. Fate's character because Dr. Fate's character is all just whoever wears the helmet, and that seems to be what the Shazam world is all about. Like, this artifact makes you this way. Marvel doesn't do that as much. Like, Juggernaut's kind of the main person with an artifact that keeps him that way. Oh, and Sauron. But yeah, Shazam gets, touches the staff and gets the Shazam power. Black Adam, I thought his was an item, but I guess it was just pure rage.
His is basically Black Adam's whole premise is he got it. He basically got it in the same way that Billy Batson got his.
Oh, okay.
So he got it in the same way, but the thing is, he used it for the wrong reason. And instead of giving the power back, he kept it, and basically started killing the gods. Basically, started killing the gods that tried to take the powers back because he didn't want to give it back. So that's the whole premise is.
So less good gore.
Basically, yeah. So the premise is he was a slave.
Oh my God, that's literally Gore's backstory.
His nephew basically sacrifices himself, and from that rage, he's basically granted he's granted the powers to correct wrongs. That's why he was offered the power to begin with. But of course, that blackened it and made him Black Adam. And he's decided that I'm never gonna be a slave again. I'm just gonna do what needs to be done, and I'm gonna also take vengeance. So anyone with a higher power, anyone that was stronger, he would just be like, yeah, so I'm going to kill you. And that's kind of his gist, is I'm stronger, and I'm a god, and I bow to no one. So, of course, when Superman's like, hey, man, you can't be doing that, he's kind of like, yes, I can. And then, of course, that's kind of how that goes, that tit for tat, But, yes, also, before Superman comes in, Billy Batson's Shazam is the one that goes toe to toe, and that's why, as part of the premise as to why Billy Batson keeps his powers as well, because he gets his powers to stop the demons from being summoned, right, from the first one, right? That's part of it.
Yep.
But also, he's also needed after that because of the whole Black Adam situation, because he gets awoken.
Do you think they should show Shazam from the neck down?
Maybe.
We don't see Shazam in this trailer.
Not in this trailer, no.
So are we going to see Shazam in this movie?
That's a good question.
Would it just be a post-credit, like an after, like...
It might be. It could be a...
Pardon me, sir.
It could be a setup for their actual confrontation. Because we know that... Well, technically, we don't even really... Yeah, we don't know who the big bad is for Black Adam yet. It just kind of shows a vague, he's taking down government planes, and he's taking down...
Yeah, no, it's going to be like an anti-hero situation.
And then he goes toe-to-toe with Dr. Fate and Hawkman and, and Cyclone and
I think they'll just end up being like, oh, well, okay, you have a good point, but let's not do it this way. Oh, we're all friends now. Think so?
Probably. And then something's going to happen where he's like, I'm not down for that. And that's when Shazam, I think, comes in. I think that's when Shazam comes into play. And it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to let you do this. And then that's when they have a whole... And then Shazam brings him down, and then that he's like, I'm going to get you. And I feel like that's what's going to fuel his rage towards specifically Shazam.
Nope.
He's
going to have to become everyone's best friend by the end of the movie. He can't lose. I mean, it sucks that we know this contractually
I'm just saying what I feel.
So I think that knowledge of him is, or do you think he finally folded on it for this? Because I don't think he did.
No, man.
He already had to give up selling tequila for a couple months. The Rock's a sellout. And it's only because he spent his whole life, like, all this positive shit, and then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, work out, but then drink tequila. It just bugs me. I don't care that Clooney did it. He didn't have morals beforehand. Like, it was not like he stood on a set of, like, he was just an actor. The Rock was like an icon.
Kind of like paved his way in positivity.
But yeah.
So anywhere
do shots of tequila.
So you can't just like, hey, I'm super positive. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna promote tequila.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I could see why.
And then you're like, what, man? Was like the $10 million you got for every last movie you've done for the last 5 years not enough? At 3 movies a year sometimes.
Nah, never know.
So how much of Black Adam?
Pretty much the same character in like at least 3 of them.
Yeah.
At least 3.
70% of them.
In Jumanji, he plays the same character he plays as.
Yeah, he's just always The Rock.
Yeah, so he plays The Rock. In Jumanji, he played. What's the other movie he came out in? And he basically is the same guy.
Well, I mean, he doesn't really play The Rock in Jumanji because he's playing a kid that grows into playing The Rock by then. I think he does a fairly good job there. But how much of Black Adam do you think will take place in the jungle? Because that seems to be in his contract as well. Not actually. The I can't lose thing is in his contract, and he doesn't play bad guys. And even when he loses against Dom, it's kind of Dom submitting, not him losing.
It's true when you point it out.
Oh, I said it twice already.
When you point it out. Yeah. So yeah, I guess he's gonna suit up and join his team.
Oh, just in case you guys miss Zach. Again, I feel like I haven't smoked weed in a really long time, and this show is supposed to be primarily about smoking weed.
Yes. But yeah.
We will be doing more stunts and stuff when Zach gets back from working at SNASA. Secret NASA. You saw the post. Now, some of you might have noticed that it is Monday, and we didn't have picks from last week after we did Marvel stuff, and we're doing Marvel stuff again this week. However, we knew that Zazie was taking this SNASA contract. We knew that SDCC was coming, and we also wanted to I wanted to cover Multiverse of Madness before all this new shit came out. So I'm going to get drowned in that, and I'm never going to do a proper job. But now that we have all of that, now we can go back and see how some of these properties will relate back to Multiverse of Madness. All I'm saying is that there's going to be some segments of Marvel coming pretty hard. And if time and effort allows, there might even be some smaller solo streams from a different location where we will only do dabs and we will talk about Marvel specific. They'll happen midday instead of evening. But when it comes to next week, I think we may have Zazie back by Monday, maybe not. But if we do, there's a good possibility that we're going to be talking about Crimes of the Future, which I watched, and I will not talk about right now.
Good.
At all.
Didn't see it.
But as soon as we're off the air, I really want to talk about it. And you haven't seen it. It's interesting. That's all I'll say about that. I don't want to wreck it for anybody, but I definitely suggest everyone checks it out. It's still a Cronenberg film.
It's great.
I don't want to say either way.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's definitely not my favorite Cronenberg film. And I'm not sure I quite understood the ending, which was why I'm going to watch it again. But I'm also not sure that there was an ending. And that might also be a bit of Cronenbergian style of... like, he leaves the thing open to, like, this... Is it him? Is it alive? Is it dead? What's going on? He leaves a bunch of his, like, Videodrome in a bit of a state of what's going on still. And so he's kind of known for that, but this is just way, way out there. Which we have all the release dates here. If you can read that. So, I mean, we have February for Quantum Mania. Oh, that's all into February. That's 22. That's 23. She-Hulk is November, and Ant-Man is...
So it's I Am Groot first, August 10th.
Yeah.
And then it's She-Hulk, August 17th. So those are TV shows from Disney Plus, but those are
and Groot isn't a show; it's just shorts. Like,
so it's like five
they're releasing
episodes.
five-minute episodes.
Yeah,
roughly.
5 episodes. So yeah, it's like a little. It's a
half hour of content. 'Cause I think one's 7 minutes, one's 6, one's 4. Like it's
it's not that. Yeah,
roughly 5 minutes.
Kind of just like tidbits until we get to the major thing, which would be Quantumania, February 17th. Wait,
no, Wakanda Forever.
November 11th. Yeah. So Wakanda Forever, November 11th. We also have something in December. It's in December. No, that's DC. Sorry.
Yeah.
Totally not even the same.
Unless Sony is Sony dropping. Sony likes December, so are they dropping Multiverse or Spider-Verse 2?
No. Freshman year.
Freshman
year's
in the spring.
Yeah, so that wouldn't be. It's not. That's not. Let's see.
Sorry to be doing some research on 2023. So yeah, I guess they're right into the new year for that cartoon. I thought it would have been. And Sonyverse has been very quiet about what they're doing with any new properties. Right? Like we're not hearing. We only heard all the signings involving.
So now it shows all of it. But yes, so we have I Am Groot, She-Hulk, then Wakanda Forever. Then we're in 2023, and that will start off with Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, February 17th. Then Secret Invasion in the spring, and then What If Season 2. Which is going to be... That in itself is going to be a whole bag of things, because that's going to be crazy in itself.
I mean, we're going to get the one missing episode from Sakaar, where what if Tony got stuck in Sakaar?
Stuck there instead.
Then we're going to get... So, they're going to continue on the Watcher story, because that's how... The What If panel started, was a Watu giving new conversation. And of course, the guy from Westworld will be back as a Watu.
I feel like that's also going to still tie into the MCU. I feel like they're still going to do stuff that ties in.
They haven't yet. Fucking lied to us. All they did was use, like, the arms, the
you sure they haven't, or it just haven't happened yet?
No, Multiverse of Madness was supposed to... Well, you're right. But the rumor was Multiverse of Madness. So maybe it will in the future. Or maybe we'll get some crossovers based on it. I don't know. Maybe that's how they bring her back, because... Let's be honest, she kind of got the short end of the stick.
A little bit.
If they would have released her movie before they killed her, I would have been okay with them killing her. But I'm like, no, man. Like, she helped build the MCU. You guys did her dirty. No film for how many years, because they were worried that female-led movies wouldn't do well until Wonder Woman did well. So like, oh, well, we can make one then. And they went with Captain Marvel instead of...
And they butchered the second one.
I still haven't watched it. As soon as I was told that there's a possession of Chris Pine's character from 20, I'm like, all right, I'm done. I'm done. I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
No part of me can sustain attention to this mockery of comic book lore. Because Wonder Woman's a pretty big character and has a lot of great stories. Why did they specifically pick some dumb haunting?
Yeah, I did not like where they were going with that.
No.
So it's What If, Season 2, then Guardians, Volume 3.
The death of the Guardians. But we see the High Evolutionary.
Okay, no, it's not. There's no quotes. He blatantly said
yeah.
that.
Tim Gunn's publicly about it.
So
he had a full story to tell, and he said, I'm just getting to finish to tell the story. I don't have to do anything drastic to keep it fresh because I love these characters, and that's a kind of direct quote of what he said at Comic-Con.
Yep.
In the interview after the panel. I am yet to actually watch all the panels because there's like 18 hours worth of content. But Marvel, once again, destroyed Hall H.
Yeah.
Like
you
guys saw, like, if anybody was watching from the beginning till now, which if you were, wow, thank you. It's been like 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
But actually, I think we should just play the video again to give reference to, oh, right, but the way I made it, I can't speed it up. Like the way I imported it. I can just play it over here and we can speed it up.
So then, the Marvels, July 28th. That's going to be, okay, I guess. Then Echo, summer. Loki Season 2, summer. Ironheart, fall. X-Men 97. That's going to be
everybody.
I do agree that it will be very
that
interesting.
That is going to be good. We have Blade, November 3rd. Agatha. Yes, so Spider-Man freshman year is after Agatha.
Yes.
That's 2024. So that's.
Oh, I thought it was mid to late 2023 for freshman year.
After that, Marvel Zombies.
That's because they're all right. They're just casting it right now.
Yeah. So they're casting. So these are things that
like
they're
Blade
they're letting us
this
know that
October.
they're coming, but they're not coming for a very long time.
Yeah.
they're just giving us names. Because, so we have Captain America, New
These
Order,
have greenlit script, budgets, producers, directors, writers in pre-production right now.
Oh, so Thunderbolts tails it. Phase 5. Thunderbolts tails it.
And that's really weird, because I did have that one up, didn't I? Nope.
You do have it, but you didn't. I don't think you put it up.
Okay.
I saw it already. You didn't put it up. You could still, you have to add it, I think. But you download it.
All right.
But yes. So Thunderbolts tails off Phase 5. Yes, then Fantastic Four starts off Phase 6. So that's supposed to come November 8th, 2024. So that's supposed to come before Kang Dynasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's right before Kang Dynasty. That's a while. So for Phase 6 so far, we only got.
So this is a film that Ryan is looking forward to, but again, we run the risk of them doing it really poorly because this team in the past has been like the Thunderbolts typically are Inhumans. Oh, Didi Marie, welcome. How you doing?
Didi, good like you.
And here's a bongo. Yeah, let's do a bongo time. Here's a bongo time for Didi Marie and Corniffs.
Well, yeah. So Phase 6. There's only 3 so far. It's Phase 6, and that's Fantastic Four started off. And there's literally an entire year, because Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, they both come out to 2025.
Yeah, but then they're not fully updated because the video we might show in a minute, which bongo time.
Wait, this is July 25th.
So I can we'll jump into Feige here. That's Phase 5. Let's get through here a little bit. Let's get to Phase 6 here, bud. He fills in more than 3 products for Phase 6. Oh no, right. This is only him talking up to Thunderbolts. Although I did watch the one that goes all the way through Phase 6. I just didn't grab it for the edit. But he did give more properties for Phase 6, as far as I remember. What else? Sorry, what was the other DC, which is where we were talking about? Was finally giving DC some time and respect, and right away we jump right back to fucking Marvel. You did that too. That's awesome.
It's going to be Shazam. So Shazam is, campy family movie. I feel like this is going to be a bit more. I think it's going to be a little more than just because like before it was like more like kind of just introducing the character, right? And now I feel like it's going to be more like.
Oh right, he only hinted at the rest.
It's going to be a little bit heavier. But not like more like ridiculous heavy. It's still going to be pretty campy. It's still going to have basic stuff. It's not going to have anything too crazy, I don't think.
I'm bringing up the main image that way we can show a comparison.
Yes.
So we have here's what the next two seasons of Marvel look like currently. Now all of those lines on the timeline there are coming projects as well. They don't have graphics, or they're not fully announced, or they're not fully greenlit, or announcing these here would reveal too much about the products coming. So this is the better view of it, and these two Avengers movies are quite crucial. In I'm guessing the Council of Kangs is going to be the Kang Dynasty is going to be the Council of Kang storyline, which is the dawn of Iron Lad, and the Avengers Secret Wars. I think we're pretty sure we know what those are.
I can't wait for that one, man. Like,
and how many properties does he say are going? And the reason why I can't wait for that one
in the main aspect of it is because I know the Spider-Man has that black symbiote suit. And that's my favorite Spider-Man. So I'm just so hyped for that. Like anything.
So look at this separation.
Yeah, that's pretty big gaps. But
wait right here. Why is everything else line up? And it seems like there's a space here. So it looks like right now there's only 2 films between the Avengers movies, which we only had 1 film between them last time. It was Captain Marvel.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. Captain Marvel.
But here it looks like we're going to have 3, or at least one of them come out. Oh, and Ant-Man and Wasp came out in between. Sorry, Captain Marvel came out right before Infinity War. Ant-Man and Wasp came out right in between the two.
It was like, yeah.
And the timeline. Well, Ant-Man and Wasp takes place long before Thanos. They're doing experiments later, and he gets trapped, and that's the post-credits. So that's the only part that happens at the same time. The snap happens as soon as he enters the quantum realm, which lines up with Cliff and all the other people. Clint, sorry. Sorry, I keep forgetting that we leave this up while we get deep into conversation. But the Kang Dynasty, will follow that comic book, and Secret Wars it has to follow Skrulls, right?
Yeah.
Like, we got to get to Super Skrulls, and that's where we keep talking about the new Secret Warriors, and that's probably that hidden title. Like, that's how secret they're keeping it off the board. Or there's just this many movies, but I mean, if we look at other things, they're like proportioned, right? And that's how the other ones looked as well. And I'm waving a wand over things that you guys can't see, but or a cursor, sorry. Oh, I didn't see that Bongo Time. I'll jump right on that. I'll take the image down first. So now, as I often ask and rarely get any questions, because I don't think I know any people that need this much explanation, but if you guys have any questions or anything additional you'd like to know about any of this, we will always do our best to answer these questions. And now, since it will potentially also just be you and I next Monday, I was thinking we can just have 2 movies. We're going to put a video up before we pick those movies, because you and I are going to chat about them for a second. And we might even put a little wager on which one the crowd likes more. And we're going to ask you guys for input, but we're going to give you a theme, and we'll be back with that theme in just a few minutes. Here's, this song's dedicated to Dee Dee, and not the reason you think.
All you need's a pair of fun bags, and you'll never be a fag hag.
They're flappy and slappy. They make me very happy. They make me want to bust out into song.
All you need's a pair of fun bags, a pair of knockers to make Dutch gag.
I'm scouting the mountains for lactose fountains, memories to make Russ Meyer cry.
The sight of your breasts makes me quake. I don't even care that they're fake.
My heart and soul are yearning to feel. I know if I can touch them, they're real. Woohoo!
All you need's a pair of fun bags, a pair of tatas that will not sag.
We call them whoppers, poppers, big gobstoppers, Godzillas that will crush you in your sleep.
All you need's a pair of fun bags, a leather teddy and a ball gag.
Bazoomas, palookas, guns like bazookas, Pia's puppies pushing in your puss. How's that for alliteration?
All you need's a pair of fun bags. All you need's a pair of fun bags. All you need's a pair of fun bags. All you need's a pair of fun bags.
Man, that shit smell good as hell, dog. I'm Jamal.
Peace, Silas. So you trying to get something to bring them nerves down too, huh, bro?
Yeah, I figured if I study high, take the test high, get high scores. Right?
Right.
Right.
And we're back. All right, so like I said, if Zazie has returned from his secret mission with Snazza, he's clearly calibrating the James Webb Telescope.
Probably.
Yeah.
I would say that's actually an accurate assessment, I think.
And I mean, if you research him personally, which I won't give his full name, but you could find a paper that involves some form of, reading at different distances, so for lasers and stuff. So, I mean, anyways, I'm kidding. But if he is back, we will definitely be talking about Crimes of the Future. But on top of that, we're going to talk about, we're going to go back to the originals for us.
Yes.
The whole reason I started the movie club, the whole reason that, you just, the movies that meant something to you, the movies you watched over and over again as a kid, and there's a handful of them that, like, I had a videotape, like, when you used to be able to put it on, like, pop the tab out and put it on extended extra long play, and, like, I recorded all the first three Nightmare, or 1, 3, 4, because fuck 2, and watched it over and over and over and over again on extended. It was all beaten up and shit. And then I met someone later on that she did the same thing, but she had 1, 2, 3. Which was okay. Like, I watched that one with her a bunch of times, too, because she had... All right. And then I kind of got a love for the second one later on, but not one I'd rewatch now. The Terminator series, I watched over and over again as a kid. And I'm only 40. It came out when I was rather young and maybe not quite appropriate, but they marketed it as a kid movie, so... Terminator 2, at least, like, it was heavily toyed, and so, yeah, I watched the Terminator movies over and over again, because we had the 3 box set, and...
Yeah, I would say...
Lethal Weapon...
Yeah,
Die Hard.
Those are kind of, yeah.
But we're not picking series, we're picking single films.
I would say,
and
I definitely watch a lot of like kung fu stuff as well.
And that's so my dear old grandmother, who just turned 85 this year, and was at my mom the big bash I threw in Espanola a couple weeks ago. Hey, she might need a little bit of help walking, but man, she is feisty, and we are so mean to each other. Like, that's just our stick, right? Like, I tell her to shut up, old lady, and we, like, just how her and I get along, and if you heard it out of context, it would sound horrible, but it's so loving and awesome between an Italian family. That's just how we get along. So, I used to go stay with her a lot, because, I was a single mom, so she needed to ditch the kid off somewhere if she wanted to go do stuff. My grandma lived in a basement apartment, and my uncle had a large home, so like she had a nice apartment on the kind of basement, but sort of main like ground. It's like one of those where her. But anyways, and I'd go stay there, and we'd watch like 3 movies. Well, she'd probably watch the 4th, but I was asleep by then. But we would watch Bloodsport, and then we would watch Tango and Cash, and then I'd fall asleep halfway through Tequila Sunrise. I would like to point out that at least 2 of those have breasts. I remember once, I was back from Burlington, and she found out I got expelled again. So she took me out to my aunt's gazebo while I was visiting in Espanola, and I kept looking at her pack of smokes. And eventually she's like, if you want to fucking smoke, have a fucking smoke, but you better start paying attention to what I'm saying. Fucking grabbed a cigarette, lit her up. All right, proceed. We had a good heart-to-heart. But that's just how she was, and that's just how... she was also a very loving and caring grandmother.
Thank you, Dee Dee.
Oh.
Thank you.
Was that... Did that just replay from earlier?
Is it?
Or that was a new one?
That's weird.
No. Mina Doll has subscribed. Oh, because it was on YouTube. That's why it's not coming on this channel. Thank you so much. Our YouTube chat is... I'm going to leave it over here and see if because there's no new chatters in here, but we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We should, so it's like a follow. So we appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yes.
And yeah, so my pick is Bloodsport. And again, a lot of these stories about why I love film so much come from like my mom would be tired when she had the free time. So like she had a TV in her room. I'd crawl in bed with her and we'd like cuddle and watch movies. But listen, she didn't have that much time. She's not watching fucking Care Bears and shit. She's like, no, like, you want to stay in here? Bad guys aren't real. I'll just remember the evil dies. We're gonna fucking watch Pet Sematary. Like we're gonna. Like, it was not. But she also watched Gone with the Wind or Godfather, and like she watched all film with me. And if it was too bad or inappropriate, we had a conversation. And I still believe to this day that's the best way to do it. It gave me such an appreciation for so many different things. But I talked to other people like, what? Like, my wife wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons when she was growing up. I'm like, my mom saw a cartoon on television. She did not care what it was saying because I grew up in the 80s. Cartoons were different.
Yeah, they definitely said some stuff back then.
Yeah.
For sure.
There was some veiled and not very well veiled stuff in a lot of it. But now, what is your rewatch as a kid, the movie that... You know, it was just there. You watched it over and over again. Comfort food for the eyes.
I don't know. I watched a lot of movies back to back when I was younger, but I would say one that sticks out the most, I would say Drunken Master, man. Like one of the best Jackie Chan, in my opinion, one of Jackie Chan's best movies, hands down. Just the whole like just like the whole action scenes and like the sequences and the way that
the way
that you know what I mean,
and
the way that everything is, and then the fact to know that he actually did all of it, because at the end of it shows you he shows you that he literally did all of it, like
so,
even when he gets hurt, like he's bandaged.
What year is that film?
That was
that's late 90s, early 2000s, right? So you're relatively young at this point when it came out.
Oh yeah.
Well, so was I. Like, Bloodsport came out in, like, 1988, making me, like, 6 when it came out. So, like, by 1990, my grandma's very inappropriately watching this with an 8-year-old.
Yeah, so that came out in 1978.
Sorry?
That came out in 1978. So I didn't watch it when it first came out. But that was one of the first
Jackie Chan Drunken Master that came out in America?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but there's a this one?
Wait.
Drunken... Yeah, you want that one.
This is the one that I watched.
The
original one. Yeah, the original one is the one that I watched.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you meant because there's another one from the 90s, is there not?
1994. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, Legend of the Drunken Master. So that's, I guess, like.
Yeah, that's the one I remember watching with Jackie Chan over and over again.
Yeah, so I definitely watched.
Bring it back to the 70s.
Well, I watched that, but yeah, no, the original Drunken Master, that was my stuff. Like, I watched that a couple times. It was just like I said, I thought it was super cool. The fact that, like, I'm like, oh, like, look at the fighting, and then, like,
oh, and we have a Bongo Time redemption from Schmoopy.
Nice.
All right, that's why we don't read that's why we only read the Twitch stream, because I can't get this stuff.
Right, so, but yeah, like I said, I just feel, you know, like that, they have that, like that, you know, like the way they filmed back then, just like that style, but, excuse me, like I said, the scenes, and then to find out after, like, he actually did this stuff, I'm just like, wow, like, so Jackie Chan's literally,
redemption.
So, he's literally a superhero, so okay. So, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, amazing. Because a lot of the stuff.
And he continued on an entire career until now, still doing his own stunts.
Yeah, so like it's.
Career until now, still doing his own stunts.
Yeah, so like it's just insane. Like, I would have to say, if I had to pick a martial artist, hands down for me, Jackie Chan.
And I really do think the remake he did, The Legend of the Drunken Master, just shows. Like, even like it expands on it with new stunts and
exactly, like he still had it. He still, you know what I mean. This is the original was 78.
I find
that one was 1994. So that's a good amount of time after the fact, and he was still able to do certain things. And
do you think he did the Karate Kid character justice? Sensei, what the hell? Fuck, why can't I think of
Mr. Miyagi?
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
I think he did it justice. I just don't think Jaden was the right casting.
Jaden, the problem is, you would think, being Will Smith's son, that you would be like well, you know what it is. Everyone has to fail.
The other one's a really good actor.
Who? Which one?
The one in the Get Down.
I forgot.
The spray paint.
I forgot about that kid.
Artist.
I forgot about that kid.
I know that's the kid you never hear about because he's really quiet, and then every once in a while he just does a movie or a film or a.
Get Down was pretty. That was a pretty good show.
That was one of the best things Netflix has ever made. And I don't know, they told a complete story about a time in Brooklyn that the world was bad. And to those that make music or love music or have been involved in the music scene for many years, you know that when it's bad, that pressure makes good music. And New York has been bad a lot. And dawned the birth of multiple styles of music, including hip-hop and punk, which grew up together. They're brother and sister, or brothers, I guess. I don't know which one would be which, but you know what I mean. Like that's the underlying connection that they get a hold together. Wow, we got way off topic from Jackie Chan films, but
no, definitely no. I agree though, for sure.
Every time I think of martial art films now, especially that age of them, all I think about is Wu-Tang. Like, sure, Wu-Tang night? Did you do all the Wu-Tang movies?
Wu-Tang's pretty cool too.
Like all the movies that
RZA's made some pretty sick ones too. Like last couple of years, some of them are Some of them are right. I like them. I would have to say my favorite property though from Herzog would have to be Afro Samurai. One of the best animes ever.
From RZA?
It's not from RZA, sorry.
But he voices it.
Like he does stuff with it. He's done the music for it. But like, I would say hands down my favorite like from like property that he's been associated with and stuff like when it comes to that is definitely Afro Samurai. Afro Samurai is pretty good.
No,
So-
the Legend of Wu-Tang. The
There's
Wu-Tang
no-
Legend or whatever, the Wu-Tang Saga, the TV show.
Yeah, no, he's done. They've done like
That is
multiple
fucking
stuff.
awesome.
They've done a lot of things that people.
Although
realize
I
that
only
they-
watched like maybe 30 episodes of the 100 from Samurai Jack. Like, it's a good show, just it played in an era that like it just
Jack,
oh no, but it's still getting out new seasons now, right? Like it's like 12 seasons deep or something like that.
I think it's 5, 6, no, 6, I think.
Did they take a multiple year break?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
For a
Didn't
while,
this show out in
for a
like
long
the
time.
like
It ended in
2009?
season 4. Yeah, they landed. Yeah,
Oh,
and then
okay. So now they came back.
And then
Okay.
it came back. Yeah.
All
Actually,
right.
now that I think about it, I actually haven't even seen the 5th season, which I have to watch. So that's something else to put on the list of things to watch. So, but yes.
And this Wednesday, we're going to be talking about Solar Opposites and
Yes,
Westworld.
I am almost caught up somewhat, sort of.
You don't have to catch up completely, and nothing I can say about the coming episodes will really wreck them because they're just so weird and out there. But Wednesday we're going to be talking definitely about Westworld.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a little more recap of shows that, like maybe I might message you tomorrow and be like, hey, watch like the last episode of this if you get a chance to, because we're like let's talk about because like a lot happened, and we just don't we didn't get a chance to really dive deep into all of it.
On Westworld, I'm on the newest one. I haven't seen the newest one yet. But
Yeah, so episode 5's
yes.
up, and
Yeah, so
episode 6 will be up
so
that morning.
Yeah, so I'm caught up to episode 5. Like I haven't watched 4 yet.
Yeah, I watched 4, and we'll talk about it Wednesday. All I'll say is that because we haven't even talked about episode 1 and 2 yet. So since we're starting fresh on like a good chunk, it'll probably be primarily 1 and 2. So I might go to bed watching those tonight. I might get to sleep in slightly tomorrow. So that's what we're going to be talking about this week. We're going to be talking about Westworld, which is just insane. We'll recap season 3 a little bit, talk about what happened there because you've recently watched it, so it's fresh.
Yeah.
I've rewatched the last couple episodes and the first couple just to get a glimpse. Oh no, I rewatched most of the season. Or did I rewatch it all? Jesus, I rewatched it all. I consume way too much cannabis and way too much content. But lately I've been slacking because of gaming.
Speaking of gaming, Destiny 2.
I'm just saying, at the moment, there's some cool events going. There's a cool event going on. That you get a whole bunch of free shit, and you can level up a character pretty quick right now. Which I've been leveling up like mad, but I finally broke and I bought a season pass. I know, and Zach calls me internet grandpa, and I'm kind of a gaming grandpa too. Where I'm like, I'm still kind of from the era where DLCs were starting, but you bought a game for PS3 and you played that game. Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's how Fallout was. I didn't even know there was DLCs until I got on PC. And all of a sudden I get a little message. Zazie has bought you this. I'm like, oh, cool. Like, I got a couple new guns and a new cloak or a new jacket or whatever. And then another one and then another one. I'm like, oh, wow. Like, thank you, man. Like, don't do this. Like, you already bought me. Because he bought me Back for Blood, which is weird. But just because it was so, like, I would never buy that type of package. Like, I'll play it the day it comes out normally for $100 less. But then I looked, I'm like, oh, well, I felt much better afterwards, and him buying it. So I'm like, okay, those are like the DLCs for Fallout Vegas collectively right now are like $13.
Yeah, it's like,
which is about what I paid for my season pass finally.
so if you combine it with the actual game, it's like what, $20 roughly at the time.
It was $5.99.
Yeah, so it was like $5.99 for the game plus another couple, $12.
Which again, I joke because it was the first game I've ever bought in twice, and I paid like $2 for it for PS3, and then because I wanted to chat with Drew on Steam and play, we didn't even want to play the game. We wanted to play Left 4 Dead together. We just wanted to run course and screw around and chat while we did it, and the only way we could do that is if I bought a game after 10 years of not buying anything.
Yeah.
So all this gaming's your fault.
Somewhat.
You made me spend money on Steam, and now I'm addicted again.
Okay, I'll accept it.
Man, like my brain's still like there's so many Easter eggs and everything we saw that we haven't covered, that we haven't talked about yet, that we're gonna start breaking down. I'm gonna really try and get the midday streams back up at least once a week, even if that's on a weekend, like a Sunday afternoon. Maybe I'll do something like 3 to 5:30 so I can eat before solo show. But I'm gonna start breaking down this content much deeper. So there's a lot coming, there's a lot to look at, and there's content we're missing, so I might make Sunday afternoons kind of Marvel time specific, because that's a big part of the content I want to make on here. And over time a big part of the content that we'll cut up and put on YouTube.
Yeah, so that makes sense.
And that's where you're coming a lot more, because you're gonna have to help me break down
some
characters.
Marvel games and stuff coming out too, and I can talk about those. And
well, and that's something I want to start getting into a little bit here. For those that don't sleep, for those that are up in the middle of the night, or those that are just at the opposite schedule from us. For instance, Morgo, I've been told you are. Holy crap! That was 3 months. I guess I didn't read that part. I thought that you guys are awesome.
Amazing guys.
Yeah, for those that are up for those late hours, we're going to start seeing some 7 Days to Die, where you can earn points to fuck with Zazie. He is unsure of how talkative he will be or what he'll talk about during it, but I wanted to talk about science facts, but I don't think he'll be able to focus on the game at the same time. But there will be some fun conversation. And once in a while, you might even see me on that stream. But yeah, so we'll have more content at more different times during the week, but that will not affect Monday and Wednesday at 10 o'clock. Will always be our movie club and TV club. I feel like I've been signing off for the last 15 minutes without even realizing it.
I feel like
But like we ran a lot of content. It's been almost 3 hours. I feel good about what we got out.
We technically didn't even cover it all. We covered a good chunk of it.
Well, we ended up going right to the end of Phase 6. So we covered it all.
Okay.
And then you recapped it all and even filled in the ones that are kind of like not important or not totally coming fully yet.
Yeah.
The only thing we're really missing is any real dates from Sony. We're getting spring and fall of all in 2023.
Yeah, so freshman year, there's going to be a freshman year and a senior year, which they announced, because they only said freshman year. They just announced that they're going to do senior year as well. But that's obviously, so it's going to be freshman year, then there's going to be some time then for senior year.
Yes.
So that's also something that they're doing as well. So that should be interesting.
I'm not sure.
Cox is doing his voice for Daredevil in that as well, which they've already.
Which is weird because Holland's not.
That is kind of weird.
Holland is not doing voice for freshman year or senior year. Although senior hasn't been cast for anybody yet, so maybe they'll have him mature in his voice. Because we never meet him freshman year, right? Like, we come in... Like, he was to prom in the second movie. So, like, that's grade 10, grade 11...
So this is, like, back to Tony Stark showing the videos of him stopping the car.
Yeah.
Stopping the car.
And I have a feeling we're going to see that
stuff like
scene
that,
done cartoon.
Like that kind of stuff, yeah.
But maybe that'll be before that. I don't know. We're going to have to see. Like, I think we're going to get a TV show that is going to be 3 episodes before he gets bit. It's going to be character building. It's going to be honest. Like a lot of this.
It's going to like fill in the story that we don't know. Because we basically jump into him being...
Yeah, but I think it's going to be written for your kids.
Makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like, the older ones, but it's going to be written for kids between the ages of, you know, probably 9 and 16. There'll be a little bit of adult joke here and there, maybe on the Monsters Inc. level of, you know, the Shrek level of that for us too.
Yeah.
And it'll be, you know, still clean, and yeah, he'll be quippy, but I think he'll be young. And we're going to see a couple episodes of character building, Flash character building.
Of course, yeah.
So we'll see. I think it'll be good. I just don't think it'll be written for us.
Yeah,
You'll obviously love it no matter what.
Regardless, it's Spider-Man.
You love Spider-Man so much, you're willing to watch Spider-Man
3. You almost got me, Gary. You almost got me on that one. Absolutely not.
And on that note, I'm going to round us off and rip another dab.
Spider-Man 3 is blasphemy. Okay.
I hope we've pleased the algorithm gods tonight.
It's the devil's butthole.
I hope the Corn Nip Corey Leahy collective is happy.
Guys.
We are all...
Thank you.
We are Corn Nip.
We are Corn Nip.
Do you think you can do Vin Diesel's Groot? I'd love to voice over when he says "We are Groot," and put "We are Corn." We are Corn Nip.
That'd be cool.
I gotta stop saying these ideas live on air, but if I don't write them down, I'll never do it anyways because I don't watch the VODs very often. Although I commented in our Discord today because I watched a bunch. Like I was trying to find a clip for something.
Mm-hmm.
And I was watching the VODs. I'm like, oh my god! Like after the hour and a half mark, there's VODs where we just disintegrate. But it's like Zach and I were talking about it. Like we get decent content in the beginning. We have this little middle period where it's just we're all really stoned and the jokes kind of fly for a while and nothing happens, and then near the end I pull it back to talking about the actual content and try and make some sort of subject of what we're doing here. There's a pyramid in there. Look at that. A little pyramid of Giza.
Interesting. And as you break it, why are you destroying the pyramid?
Hey man, shit happens. Life sucks. There's helmets. I'm just kidding.
There's helmets.
I wouldn't personally destroy the actual pyramids.
Phase 7 predictions. I'm kidding. Not yet.
No, I need that can.
Not yet.
Oh, wait. No, I don't. I thought it was empty. It was turned down. Phase 7 predictions? No. I'm not willing to live in that world yet.
Nah.
Come on. The crack can't come that quick, man.
It can't. No. Because then that would be less that. That's something you tie someone to a chair and say, and you whisper in their ear, Phase 7, Phase 8. That's torture. That's beyond torture, in my opinion. Because it's so far away.
But I already have predictions for Phase 7.
Right.
The whole season will be about Kang gathering the universes.
Oh my god. Then we're going to have Contest of Champions.
No. It's the Phase 7 ends with Immortus. He remains just starting over. Because it's still just a circle.
What about Ultimatus? Ultimatus? Is that his name? Ultimatus?
No, Immortus.
No, but remember they have...
A guy that gives ultimatums?
He's blue. He's he basically starts well, it's a mobile game. But it's like the Contest of Champions in the sense of basically...
Kang and Doctor Doom are the two that started.
It's basically the same
Kang
thing.
variant.
It's the same thing where they take different heroes, different versions, and throw them all together from different universes.
I've always wanted them to. Kang's been out for a long time.
So they'll have Spider-Man, they'll have Venom, they'll have Wolverine, they'll have literally different heroes for one team versus one team, and then there's just. And then they wipe that out, and it's next, whoever moves on lives, and they kind of just go from there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Rick and Morty stole the idea for the "show me what you've got," the whole destroy a planet, fight each other thing. Because the opening one is we believe in peace, my brothers. This is music. We shouldn't fight. And then they get beamed. That kind of happens in the wars thing where we won't fight each other and all right, both your dimensions die. Next up,
and there's just
oh damn, yeah, okay, we got no choice. We both die or one of us dies.
Yeah, it's I have to. It's hey, Punisher from World 644. It's how many people have you killed? I don't know, in the thousands. How much you killed? Well, Probably less than 1,000. Okay, so you're morally better. So you're gonna kill.
Well,
this
you'd
one.
think you think guys like Reed Richards and Professor Xavier would like start to weigh shit like that, but
Right, it was like,
no, everyone just loses their fucking mind and starts killing each other.
Well, yeah, it's like, well, I don't want to die, or I don't because if I die, who's defending? If I die, then I kill all the people in my universe, all the people in my galaxy, or they're gone.
So you know how it should have ended, right? Heishi. So how it should have ended is a fantastic YouTube channel, and if you don't know it, Lil Danny, how you doing? Sorry if we don't catch messages down there, because we just can't use the integration properly with YouTube. But we are phasing YouTube out for our lives, and we are moving to just Twitch for our lives over the next couple of weeks, which is why we haven't been on YouTube for a bit, but we just wanted to let some of our users know that if they want to jump over with us, we will be posting videos on YouTube, but it'll be posted, cut videos now, and Twitch will be our live platform for the most part, except for major events where we'll go live on everything, but not every show will be live on YouTube. We were just getting into a topic where I'm like, yeah, I've got things to talk about on this. What were we just saying?
Talking about
Oh, the war.
Yeah.
So there's, Heishi. So they do this whole thing called, at the end of all the superhero episodes they do, so what they do is how it should have ended. And they make fun of movies for having dumb endings, and they say, hey, it all could have been fixed if you did this. And, they do this superhero cafe at the end of all the episodes involving Superman and Batman, and then whatever movie they did. So it'll be Spider-Man will be sitting with them, or what's really funny is whenever a Batman comes out, it's that Batman sitting with like a more retro Batman. Anyways, after doing all these and meeting all these superheroes and kind of starting inside jokes inside it, they do an episode about the Gauntlet, and Deadpool essentially snaps all the bad guys away, and it all kind of ends, but then you find out that everyone's actually been taken, but they can't, this isn't on their website because YouTube will have them shut down for how much they use these characters. Like, parody's one thing, but they pretty much did the War Planet, except they were all fighting against the gold god, the Oscar. And it is an insane storyline that even goes further to another show they did, like a third thing they did called Toonopolis or something like that, where superheroes and a bunch of other characters all live there, and like this is a really well thought out thing, but they only got to the second episode of the other one, and like I'm saying, like we should probably watch it should we watch it on air? I would love to watch this on air.
Well,
but
you could, as long as we're like explaining it as it's going along and explaining like.
Well, no, we would just be, our VOD would be silenced. YouTube might shut us down, but clearly that's why we're getting rid of the YouTube lives, is because they do shut us down like a quarter of the time. We have a couple infractions. How bad is that, eh?
Oh man, infractions.
Yeah, we'll do that at another episode where I'll get it all ready, and I think we'll watch it in advance. Yeah, we'll explain part of it, but
YouTube jail.
Oh yeah, we get in YouTube jail a little bit, and that's fine. Twitch just silences you, like. But that was the last major one was my fault. Yeah. I watched a whole movie, like a whole movie. I sat here. Well, we watched 2 total, but I watched Grandma's Boy and How High, and didn't really. Okay, what's funny though is I didn't realize that we weren't streaming on YouTube for like 2.5, 3 hours. Wow. So then James, like that James guy, messages me and he's like, "Hey, like I thought you were going for 21 hours." I'm like, "What do you mean? We're still live right now. Like I'm on air messaging you, talking about messaging you." It's like, what? He comes over to Twitch, and then we figured out we were off on YouTube. All I had to do was like turn YouTube on and off, and it came back on. But that's all we ever have to do is turn the stream on and off, and they're good with us again on the exact same stream. It goes from a black page to like us again, but it happens. Yeah, so that's what we're talking about. We'll be talking about Westworld primarily Wednesday. I'm really excited. recapping season 3. So maybe rewatch the last episode if you have time. And I don't know if you watch recaps or breakdowns, but definitely episode 1 and 2 will be talked about in depth. Probably 3 and 4 too, but we always get lost if we talk about too much of one show. It's like, wait, where were we?
And then sometimes, the episodes blend. And
We'll see. We talk so much afterwards. I guess I should do a bongo time to say goodbye now. I think our man 420 E-Sesh is. Again, I can't believe they have this much stuff coming in the near future. You know what I mean? Like, this is crazy. That's so much content.
I want to see Nope. I want to see Nope.
Alright, we're going to go, I guess we're going to, and there's more on that list, I just can't believe it, but we talked about a lot of it. We thank you guys for hanging out with us. This is my last bong of this episode.
Maybe we'll do that. Come on. Let's see Nope.
Huh?
Cheat day tomorrow. Go see Nope.
I'm not allowed to go without my wife, and I think I have to do a date night with my wife. We have streamed a lot. We have done a lot of things in the last week, and my wife and I need to spend some time together too. And I do love her. So he's been playing a lot of Ark lately, but he smokes a lot of weed. He knows a lot about weed, and he loves Bongo Time. And make sure you follow him if you like. He plays a lot of games like GTA 5 Live and Ark and a couple other ones. But yeah, he's a gamer and a cannabis enthusiast as well as a cannabis advocate. And he does a lot of lives from events and stuff. So yeah, he's totally worth checking out. And we're going to start the raid. Stay tuned and stay lifted. Which I always time this improperly, but it'll happen in a second.
Finger guns, guys. Finger guns.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. So, thanks a lot for hanging out with us tonight.
Hey guys.
We're gonna go have some fun with Stay Lifted. Or with 420 E-Sesh.
Welcome to the chat room.
I'm just gonna quickly jump over there so that we don't miss anything.
What the?
Just in time. Just in time.
And to YouTube, thank you for hanging out. We are we're gonna see you guys